What is up? Happy Thursday. A little thankful Thursday. Saw Ken's Bible verse. I like Ken does Bible verse every day. It makes me smile.
Thank you, Brother Chad.
You did. I also said that I commented. Just a great Bible verse. Thankful. I'm thankful I get to work with these guys. Thankful I get to talk to you guys every day. I did say maybe you need to check with God about the old, one-hit wonder. But, outside of that, life is good.
Yeah, I need to God. I need for God to help me win that.
Dear Lord.
Please help me win one.
What awesome band is out there that we haven't thought about? What a day, huh? G and Trump hanging out, best friends. I love it. I love G. I like the way you do things. Pretty cool.
I like how the Pooter decided to unleash the largest missile and drone attack on Ukraine right as the president's meeting with China.
1,600? Is that what last check?
Yeah.
I think 1,600.
Yeah.
Insane. Absolutely. And, apparently.
And I'm sure that it's just a coincidence.
Oh, totally. Pooter would never do anything like that.
No.
He's not that kind of guy. Right? He's an upstanding character that absolutely I would love to have a glass of cold tea with you, sir.
Yeah.
Next to a window.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, no, that's...
With no umbrella around.
Oh, yeah. That guy that got... What did he get? Like baranium or whatever, some weird thing. Yeah. That's just insane. But the Trump and the Xi... You know what? Trump... I've said this before. Trump doesn't admire dictators. He admires the power they have.
Yeah.
He doesn't look and say, oh... He likes the fact that Xi kind of gets to do whatever he wants to do and nobody really says anything. The Pooter gets to do what he wants to do and everything that he's allowed, they're allowed to just run their country.
Well, now, Putin has been unanimously voted into office every election there, Brother Chad.
That's it? Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Hell, even Kim Jong-un only gets like 99.8.
Man, could you imagine being that person? It's like, I'm not going to vote for this guy this time.
and then you disappear.
Oh, his vote didn't even count. It's 100%. It's 100%.
Yeah, dude, that report that I saw this morning, they said that Russia is losing around 10,000 troops a month. Is that real?
Yeah. Where are they getting them at this point?
I don't know, man.
I mean, at this point, where are they getting... they're running out of people to, the brain drain, the amount of young people gone is insane. You've looted, if you will, most of the prisons that you possibly can, and you're running out of people. And now what we're finding out is people are starting to complain. It's getting louder over there. This was desperation today. Because, they had that big VE Day?
Yeah, the big, that's right. Their version of D-Day for us.
Yeah, so it's a victory in Europe Day. It's their big deal. They have it. Normally, it's every missile and tank, nothing. It was just a few small things because he's worried. And he's super worried, too, that he's going to get taken out, that somebody's going to snuff him. And you're getting influencers that are talking out against him, and nothing's happening to them on the inside. And parents and people are starting to worry. Our kids are disappearing, and they're not coming home. And so's the neighbor kid. He disappeared. And you're looking up and you're thinking, where are you going to get? You've lost 385,000 plus people that are dead, 1 million plus that are wounded. It's worse than Afghanistan. And you were there for a decade. Where are you going to get? It's certain death. It's not like your friends are coming up going, oh, it's great up at the front line. We're fine. No, nobody's coming back.
They've adopted the South Korean model that they used during the Korean War where a truck drives by, grabs the person off the street and throws them in the back.
We've seen that. You're handed something and away you go. But they've got, and what happened? Early in the game, Ukraine learned, okay, if we survive, it's good. That's a win. Every day it's a win. Every day it's a win. Every day it's a win. And then they realized, hey, we can use these buy stuff on Amazon, attach little bombs to them and blow stuff up. And now they are at the forefront of drone technology when it comes to getting their kill on. And guess what doesn't bleed and die? A drone.
Drones.
And if it does die, you just order another
Well,
one.
you bought it to die. That was it. It's only supposed to go from here to wherever it's going to go kill.
Yep.
And how could 10,000 a month?
A month.
That's just,
And it was supposed to be a 3-day war.
yeah. 3-day war.
I just go back to when his troops got completely bogged down in the mud. And I'm telling you, had Ukraine had any type of Air Force,
Yes.
they would have been sitting ducks.
Yeah. Had back in the day when Biden decided, because you remember Biden, he would go, "Yo, you can't have that stuff." And 3 weeks later, he goes, "You guys can have it. You just
Right.
can't have it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever." Had they had any kind of Air Force, they would have been eviscerated. It's the same thing that happened in World War II. Hitler went into Russia just like Napoleon. You went in at the wrong time. It looked okay at first and it was nice, but then all of a sudden, boom, the weather comes and it changed everything. It changed. And I remember the first big attack that was like, whoa, was that drone attack on all of their planes, Russia's planes, where they just flew in
Yes.
with those drones and just
Took them out.
took them out. And I'm like, this is changing the game.
Hitler looked at his maps and went, "You know what this war needs? Another front."
Yeah.
So,
Thank goodness he did that.
yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, Germany was
Germany they were rolling.
nobody matched them.
No, and think about it. But Russia is doing the same thing that they did then, just with the front lines on the front foot, as opposed to in Stalingrad. Okay, there's 500 of you, but there's only 4 rifles. You guys follow the guy in front. When he gets shot, the next guy, you pick it up and keep running. And that's what's going on there. It's a meat grinder. It's a meat grinder. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's just a meat grinder. And this is the problem. It's like we look at Iran, and Iran would be a nightmare as well if we had to do anything like this. First of all, to even think about occupying is insane. We're not going to bomb our way into, a regime change, but all you have to do is survive. And I'm telling you, Taiwan, because I know they're talking about over there.
Oh, yeah.
Taiwan's looking at this, and the thing that we've been telling them for years, stop buying the billion-dollar weapons. Buy cheap and dirty. Make it so it's the worst thing they've ever done if they ever come here. And they're looking at this and going, that's all we need is as many drones as possible. And look at how fast Ukraine's producing drones. Imagine if something was to happen, how fast Taiwan could produce those drones. And away it goes. They're probably producing them now.
Yeah.
As we speak. They may be, because Xi's like, Xi says he likes Taiwan and wants to take it home for him. I said, go ahead. Go ahead. Have fun with it. Ooh, going to be crazy. No doubt. You know what? The whole thing about they're all playing grab ass and, hey, we all love each other. It's the greatest time here. And
Yeah.
what's going to happen? We won't know what it's really like until both of them are in a place where they can speak freely and their presses can speak freely without the worry of looking across the room and having to chat with him. So that'll be Friday. When does he leave? Tomorrow? I think they got a big thing today, but tomorrow, early, maybe late tonight.
I haven't seen when he leaves.
I think it's Friday, but Friday would be Friday morning, I think. So and I did not say Trump likes dictators. I said Trump likes he admires the power that they have, not the people. Trump likes the fact that Xi gets to be the guy and he doesn't really have to ask for anything. And if he asks for it, it gets done by everybody. Trump, that's what he likes.
Or that person disappears.
Or that person maybe disappears. We're not quite there yet, but, you get where we're going with it. That's what he likes. He likes that, he doesn't want to be this, Trump doesn't want to put you in the gulag. He just wants to do whatever he wants to do without the fighting over, politics of you getting reelected or me having to take out, primary this guy. He likes the fact that, hey, Xi says jump and everybody says how high. without the worry of whether or not it's going to get, no way it's going to get through their version of Congress or the House. I mean, the Senate. You don't worry about that at all. So does he leave tomorrow? I think he leaves tomorrow. I think it's Friday. Don't they usually go somewhere and do tonight's the state dinner, which is interesting. Dude, I'm telling you guys, too, did you see, we were talking about it earlier, Fox News went to a market there. China is so crazy advanced. It's a trip when you go there. It is. But they go into this like 7-Eleven like store, and there's a robot who's taking your order. Like a robot. And speak English. Brett Bear speaks English. Why? Because it speaks all the languages.
Yeah.
You're like, man, have you ever seen a robot? Like a robot in action like that?
Not in person.
No, I haven't. They're everywhere over there. And they've got new bots, too, that are creepy crazy. Because they are pushing the humanoid side of stuff. They're really pushing a lot of that stuff. But China is a different place. It is a very different place. And, we had the plane go over there with $20 trillion. That's what I heard was on the plane. The people, the money they manage or the companies they run, $20 trillion. And they're all getting good trade deals. But what are we getting out of this? And Taiwan, I don't know what he would do with Taiwan. Honestly, I think if Xi attacked, I don't know what Trump would do with that. I mean, obviously, Biden promised to defend him, which you're not allowed to do, sir. That's nowhere. Well, I don't even know where you got that. But I don't know what we would do. Trump in particular. Because I'm not quite sure Trump really cares about Taiwan. Outside of the semiconductors and things of that nature, I don't think Trump thinks one way or another of it. If it's not going to hurt us directly, I don't think he cares. So we'll see. We'll see. Apparently, he said a little while ago, maybe they're going to help. They're going to help us with Iran. I don't know how real that is. I'm sure Xi's can't wait to call whoever he's going to call over there, whoever's running the country this week, and tell him all the things that went on. Like, what did he say? What did you say? What did he say? It's going to be one of those. They did agree that Iran shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. And the Straits of Hormuz should be open.
Yeah. I know they both agree on that, but how?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Sure, we agree. All right. So how are you going to reopen it? Well, that's where the devil's in the details.
Yeah, that's it. And remember, China's built up 1.3 billion barrels in their reserve. They're still getting oil from Brazil, Malaysia, a few other places. He said he'll buy oil from us. That's great. And it's always funny. They said they'll buy oil from us. Like, we don't have America oil. So, but that's a wonderful thing. But it's not crushing them the way it could. Doesn't mean they're not hurting. His biggest issue right now is he's got a lot of young men in particular who are unemployed. Go look at every revolution ever in the history of forever. You know what happens? Young men sitting around twiddling their thumbs doing nothing. Sometimes they get a little angry. Just a smidge. All right, coming up, a lot of stuff to get to today. We'll talk a little bit more about this. Chud, again in trouble.
Chud the Builder.
Wow, he just stepped it up on that one. We'll talk a little bit. What the hell is going on with this guy? Like, really?
I don't know, man.
Just insane. The hantavirus, yeah? What's the latest on that? Because apparently there was one in Illinois. What kind was that one? And did you see the COVID hearing with the CIA guy that came forward? Mm-hmm. Very interesting what he had to say. We'll talk about that, among other things. And, of course, Bell, because Bell does sports. Sports ball.
Yay!
Hey, Bell, we'll talk about sports ball because I got something for you today.
What's it revolve around?
Us.
Oh.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Look at that right there. That's the way that goes. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. Board Capital. Talking to my buddy Zach, and he's been so spot on in the way that they've invested. You know, my money, my family. It's just incredible what they've done at Bulwark. And the big thing is common sense investing. And they look at a bigger picture when they look at the fundamentals and everything. And sometimes it's just about being, hey, look, I see where oil's going to go. We're going to take this position. And it's been great. And the impact of energy is huge on investments and retirement. They want you to join them 5:30 at the Thursday, the 21st. So that's 2 weeks from today. They're going to walk you through a week from today, what is an incredible webinar about how energy impacts the entire market across the board. Everything, Dow, S&P, and how it drags it and how you can make money and how you can also get burned. It's free. It's called the Impact of Energy webinar. You can sign up for it at knowyourriskpodcast.com or bulwarkcapitalmanagement.com. Absolutely free to you. About 45 minutes. As he always likes to say, worst case scenario is you're going to learn a little something, and that's it. Best case scenario is you want to talk to them a little bit more about what they can do for you. Sign up today for the Impact of Energy webinar, the 21st of this month, 5:30 our time, from Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guaranteed future results. Trek 2695.
U.S. senators have voted unanimously to hurt themselves during a government shutdown. We'll tell you about it at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Oh, I'm sure they're just struggling. I'm not getting my $15,000 check every 2 weeks. Thank God I have a couple dollars in my trading account.
I'm just like the common man and woman.
You ever go back and look, like, was it Grant went bankrupt? I think he lost all his money.
Wow.
He wrote his book.
Grant needed a grant.
Yeah, he did. He had nothing. Like there were people out there that were broke AF. That was back in the day. Not anymore. No. But now these senators are sacrificing for all of us. Oh, softly nice. You know what they should do? Here's one for you guys. If you guys have a shutdown, all right, So you go, you have a shutdown. If it lasts more than a month, you can't run for re-election. What do you bet they'd solve that problem?
That, and you can't leave until it is resolved.
That's it. Absolutely. They would fix it. If they're desperate enough, they'd fix it.
I'm just shocked they did this.
Yeah, I know, but it's after, and when did they do it? After everything was already done. It's like, okay, we're back now. Now let's pretend like next time we won't get paid. Right on. Chud was arrested.
Chud the Builder.
So Chud live streamed a fight, shot the guy, and then did he shoot himself?
That's what the investigators were saying. It appears that he mistakenly shot himself in the altercation. He's facing attempted murder charges.
Yeah, that doesn't sound...
That's a little bit more serious than trying to skip out on a $400 dinner bill.
Yes. I don't... God, he's such a clown. They were showing stuff today on, I think it was News Nation, about what an idiot he is. And, you know, a couple people pointed out the other day, what was he? He's on some weird site, like .fun, that sounds like you're totally getting... Your info's going straight to like a server in the Eastern Bloc somewhere. And he's racist, and he goes around and challenges people to fights.
Yeah, yesterday I checked his X account, and he has like 250,000 followers on X.
Yeah, which I was shocked by. That is because people like watching other people be awful, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, it's entertainment. It's entertainment. And they showed something. They didn't show the whole thing, but he was at another restaurant starting a fight with somebody, and he kept calling, there was like a valet, he kept calling him boy or whatever over and over again, trying to get him to react. And, man, and then he shot himself. What an idiot. What an idiot. But like you said, this one's different. This is not getting away from a $400 dinner bill.
Right.
This one carries time, serious time.
Serious time.
And
a big boy lockup.
And he live streamed it too. That's what they're saying. So that's he said the guy was beating him up, and then he reacted to it. And then they had to fly the guy. He's in stable condition. But what an idiot. God, who are these?
Yeah, the other guy, they had to fly to a hospital.
Yes. Yeah, just an absolute clown. Chud. What a chud. I'm telling you guys that right now. Coming up, a lot of stuff to get to today. We're going to talk a bit about Iran, COVID. Very interesting. Was somebody from the CIA said about COVID and the potential cover-up. The first one to do it, because there's all kinds of stuff going on with the CIA. Maybe going into Tulsi Gabbard's place and snatching some stuff up.
No.
So,
CIA would never do stuff like that.
No, none of that stuff. On top of all of that stuff, not only do we have sports, because we got sports.
We got Brother Bilal for that.
Yeah, we got to get ready for that. Bell, a lot of people are suggesting darts for you.
I've played darts. I used to be pretty good.
See? Darts. Darts. Like maybe you should really start covering the dart thing.
The Dart League.
I spent a lot.
Have you ever seen the darts? Oh,
yeah.
I've been to Lakeside in England. It is an arena that is the rowdiest place you've ever been, and to watch grown men who were awesomely out of shape smoking cigarettes while they throw darts was so crazy. And they're chanting and they're singing. That is you, brother. That is you, Bell. That's what I'm talking about right there. Among other things we'll talk about today as well, I want to talk about what's going on with, we're trying to lure companies out here. That's great. But as our companies, little businesses, mom and pop are going out of business, huge tax breaks are going on, and people are getting a little frustrated.
Hey, pay your property taxes.
Yeah. I know it's $600,000.
Shut your mouth and pay that $600,000.
I know you make revenue for $400,000 a year, and your rent's this, but you pay that other $600,000, and then your business will be super good. Yeah, nice try. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And in our nation's capital, U.S. senators unanimously approving a measure to withhold their own pay during future government shutdowns. The head of the U.S. Border Patrol resigning effective immediately. Mike Banks telling Fox News it's just time. Says he wants to spend more time with his family after 37 years on the job. Says the border's secure and he wants to spend the rest of his time with his family. Admiral Brad Cooper, the commander of U.S. Central Command, testifying before the Senate Armed Services Committee today, said Iran's missile, drone, and naval capabilities have been severely damaged by Operation Epic Fury.
It's more than just the numbers. It's the command and control that's been shattered. It's a significant degradation in capability, and it's the lack of any ability to then produce any missiles or drones on the back end. I think we have to take a holistic look at that.
President Trump in China, where state media reports President Xi Jinping warned Trump that disagreements over Taiwan, which Beijing claims is part of its territory, could bring the two countries into conflict.
China's beautiful.
Trump hoped to use their sit-down to seal deals on trade and technology, bringing along with him over a dozen American business leaders, including Elon Musk and Apple's Tim Cook. But those ambitions overshadowed by the ongoing war with Iran. China is one of Iran's closest allies, buying more Iranian oil than any other country. And while Trump has said he doesn't need President Xi's help to end the war, his own Secretary of State saying it topped the agenda. Trump pressing China to urge Iran back to the table and to reopen the Strait of Hormuz.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Busy Bee, my good friends over there, want to make sure you are taken care of. You need to call the pros at Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Let me talk a bit about special financing right now. New HVAC systems up 12 months, no payment, no interest, no prepayment penalty, and approvals vary by credit. Here's the other sweet deal. Free Yeti Tundra 45 cooler when you install a 17-SEER or higher high-efficiency HVAC. And if you want healthy air, they got that covered. Healthy Hive Exclusive gives you electronic air cleaner, whole home UV system, regularly $2,800, yours $2,300 installed. Plus, they're going to handle all of the rebates for you. $800 back on mini split systems, $500 to $800 on heat pump systems, even a $50 rebate on an AC tune-up. And they've got you covered when it comes to whole home drained repipes and water distribution repipes. $300 and $500 off right there. Call Busy Bee today, 615-775-7833, or visit busybeehvac.com now. Bell's arguing with somebody on the text line. But on top of that, Bell's also having a conversation about that priest that gave up Elf Cosmetics.
And he's supposed to be ordained in like the next week or two.
Yeah, he was the co-founder of Elf Cosmetics that was, worth $2 or $3 billion, he and the co-founders. And then he gave up everything and decided that he was going to be a priest.
Interesting.
Yeah. He said he was at a party and he just had this overwhelming, kind of like, what am I doing here? What am I doing with these vapid, weird people or something like that? And decided he's just going to give it all away and become a priest. And he said he's never been happier.
Interesting.
Now here's the interesting. So you go check him out. And what's very interesting is he doesn't even look like himself now, like what he looked like. Because when he was like Elf, he kind of looked like Adam Lambert. And now he looks like a fluffy priest that's bald.
So he stopped using his own products?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He did. Had a few more snacks, stopped using his own products. That's commitment right there, guys.
Interesting.
That is some commitment right there.
That's putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is. Bell, what were you arguing with this guy about? Who does not like us? And he says, do not reply to him anymore. He's got better things to do.
Well, good for him.
Because I'm third string. And Bell said to him, well, at least we're in the game. You're not even in the stadium.
No, I said, he was calling me third string. And I said, I'm third string and you're not even in the stadium.
Yeah. God, Bell, he picks a fight, man, with anything.
I didn't pick that fight.
Yeah, you did. I know you didn't. I know. I was just like, what's going on here? I was talking to Chris before this. And Chris said, man, these people, sometimes, because they put up that little, the poll about what should Mason do with his hair. And some people were upset with Chris because, like, why are you not talking about serious stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, well, that is serious. Like, that, don't you talk about?
That's big stuff.
It is. You know what? One of my favorites, speaking of hair, okay, I watched this guy, follow this guy. He's this British guy, this English guy who loves Manchester United. He says until Manchester United wins 5 games in a row, he's not going to cut his hair. It's been 600 days. If you think Justin Pearson's fro is big, this guy's hair is massive.
That's a superstition thing, though. I mean, all sports guys have.
No, but he doesn't play for the team.
That.
He's just a fan.
But that's still. I mean, so many people. There are people like Mike McVeigh.
Yeah,
big guy in the radio business.
Yes,
will not watch Steelers game unless he's got his Steelers socks on.
By the way, Mike, most sharp dressed man in radio. Never met anybody sharper dressed.
But he won't watch a game unless he's got his Steelers socks on.
Yeah, that's this guy though. Like was it Matt? Matt wasn't going to cut his hair until Trump was sworn in.
Yeah,
and so this guy, this kid, Manchester United got to 4 in a row, and they were even asking the players about, have you seen this? And they're laughing because this guy's hair is one of those things where it's naturally curly. It is giant. It's almost like he has he looks like a caricature of himself. It's fantastic.
And that's not even that insane for what some sports people do.
Yeah. Well, to come to the World Cup, some people are selling their homes so they can come to the World Cup.
That's not superstition. That's nuttery.
Depends on what you get for your home.
Yeah, that's it. I can only afford, as expensive it is, I can only afford 1 ticket. None of you can go. Speaking of the World Cup, Bell, you will be going with Jack and I to a World Cup game.
All right.
So we're going to Atlanta, baby.
I'll just stand up and scream, kill the ump.
Totally. Kick a goal, score points, gay team. So that's what we're doing.
Pick the damn ball up and throw it.
Because I will be carless. Because my wife leaves in like 2 weeks to go back to help take care of grandma who's having some issues and to fix up the house and do a bunch of stuff. And they're going to be there. They're going to stay there through the summer. And so I'm like, well, Bell's going to a couple soccer games with us to Atlanta. Hope you enjoy it, Bell. I'm going to get Bell. Bell's going to be the biggest fan of Uzbekistan.
I'm rooting for Turkmenistan.
So they're not in it.
They have to be in.
They're not. There's no Turkmenistan.
Yes, there is.
No, not in the World Cup.
Oh.
They didn't allow them to come. So get ready. Get ready for the fun that is. And we're going to go to the sweet stadium. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium is going to just be called the Atlanta Stadium because they're not allowed to put it out there. That's what's weird about the World Cup. So you can't call it that. You got to call it whatever it is. So like SoFi is not SoFi. It's just like Los Angeles Stadium because they have all these rules. Like even the rules like Fox is not allowing regular, like if you want to go be part of the media, if you're not part of the European contingent or Fox, they're not letting you in.
You mean if somebody from ABC Sports wants to be there, they don't give them credentials?
ABC News might be able to get you a credential, but the way they're handling it has been very tough. You have to almost be there to cover it from an angle of what's going on in the city or what's going on here, and you're going to be covering it probably from outside of the stadium.
So no press credentials to get like down on the sidelines or anything?
No. Like, we could because we could super lie about it because of your connections in soccer. Your mad skills. Mad skills, I say. Mad skills.
Got to learn to sing all those songs, Brother Bilal.
Yeah. We better start learning whatever language they speak in Uzbekistan.
What do they speak over there? Probably some form of Russian.
Probably some form of Russian. Probably it was like a Russian with a little bit of Uzbeki kind of dialogue. Who knows? But we're going to learn it. Darn it. We're going to learn it. Did you see? So yesterday, for whatever reason, I'm like, that Alex Murtaugh.
Yeah. What is the pronunciation of his last name?
I think it's Murtaugh.
I've heard it Murdoch, Murdog, and Murdaugh.
Yeah, it's Alex. I think it's Murdaugh, but I've heard it the same way.
It's murderer.
Yeah. Well, no, not right now. He's not.
Wait, just wait.
Apparently, the clerk got a little zealous.
Did you hear what she said? She told the jury, "Oh, don't listen to anything he says. He's a liar, and so is his defense team. They're all liars. Don't listen. You can't listen to a word he says." Then when she gave him the instructions, she goes, basically she said, we should probably make this pretty quick. He's kind of like, essentially he's guilty.
Wow. And they went on with the trial anyway.
Yeah. Well, and then
That's weird.
They told the judge, obviously, and then the judge, and on top of that, the other stuff that came out is the judge should never have allowed the financial stuff because he had already pled guilty to it into it. That probably, so it was a really weird thing. But she was writing a book while she must have had a deadline. Now he's still doing a ton of time.
It would be extremely ironic after her attitude and disposition that she wanted to have with the case if he ended up not getting found guilty the second time. She's like, you just wrecked this. You thought the guy was guilty, and you made sure he didn't end up in jail.
I think he got 40 years for on the federal side because he stole all of his clients' money.
Yeah.
And he got 27 years statewide. So he's never getting out of jail.
No.
But yeah, they said he didn't get a fair trial. I mean, you can't have somebody doing, what are people doing? And then the other one, I was always fascinated by this. That lady in Utah.
Oh,
Corey
Kitchens or Richens?
Yeah, Richens.
Corey Richens.
Who poisoned her husband.
Yeah.
Then she had the balls enough to write a book about grief and children.
Yeah.
And go everywhere and promote it like Good Morning America and all that stuff, only to find out she's the one who killed him.
Yeah, that's that happened like almost 10 years ago, didn't it?
Yeah, that happened a while ago. She, the text messages too, because I was going through, he was telling her, his friends, she's trying to kill me. She's trying to poison me. And they're like, nah. No, they were right.
Oh, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Stopped eating her cooking right then.
Yeah. And so yesterday, she tried to give, she gave her, because she found out she was going to do forever in jail without the possibility of parole. Her kids were like, she scares us. She's a monster. Don't ever let her out.
Yeah, apparently she gave him brought him a cup of tea or something in bed, and it had fentanyl in it.
Yeah, 2 weeks earlier, she tried to do it with a sandwich, but she probably put mayonnaise on there. And as we all know, mayonnaise heals and defeats fentanyl.
Yes,
True.
sir.
So, and then she gave him a cup of tea and he died. And originally they just chalked it down to it was an overdose.
Plus, you could get shot, and if you eat mayonnaise, that's going to heal right up.
Well, I mean, it's got magical healing powers. It comes from the planet mayonnaise.
Yeah, wasn't she having an affair or something?
Yeah, she was having an affair too. And she was a crap ton of debt. She forged everything you could do. Like, did you really think you were going to get away with it? You must have. You wrote a book.
That's what amazes me about these cases.
You wrote a book about grief and children and healing, and then you had the balls enough to get out there and say, I'm the person that's going to do all this. Look at me. How do you do that? And you killed the father of your kids.
Yeah.
The father of your kids. God, she is evil. She is just evil. It's just like that other guy, he shot his wife and his 22-year-old kid.
How well did her book sell?
It was good enough that she got a lot of press about it. Basically, we're learning from these situations, but it's the cojones enough. Like you said, these people, did you ever think you were going to get caught? I mean, normally, if you were going to do something like that, the last thing you want to do is draw attention to yourself.
Yeah.
But it also goes to show you how bad was the detective work going on. She had time enough to write a book.
Well, and if he died from fentanyl in a cup of tea, did that not raise suspicion?
Yeah. I know. Like, if he was an avid drug user, you could say, well, yeah, maybe this happened.
Right.
But just out of nowhere, it's like, oh, yeah, I heard the other day he had a fentanyl problem.
Looky here, medical examiner. There's fentanyl in his blood. Well,
just
that's weird.
Bizarre. Just
Okay.
absolutely weird.
Massive unexpected heart attack.
Yeah. And nobody was curious. Like, maybe we should look deeper into this. Nobody at all was curious and decided. Then they got her text messages later with the guy that she was with and the fact that she'd forged all this stuff. But she did have time enough to write a book and go on the road and promote a book. Oh, look, they're showing Chud on CNN.
Oh, Chud the builder.
Chud's going to be building something in jail. That's friendship. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Chud
apparently, from what I understand, he goes out and intentionally provokes, like, racial fights or something.
Yes.
Like, he says racially charged things to intentionally provoke reaction from people.
Because he wants them to fight him, and then they live stream it. And, God, that is just so...
That's a weird way
to make a living.
Yeah.
Right? Like, to make a living, that's a weird way to make a living. And I got to be honest, man. Twitter is a cesspool.
Dude, it is.
It is. I rarely tweet anymore. I'll go on and find news, but I can't even remember the last time I tweeted.
Matt, since the day he got here, has always said Twitter is an awful place filled with awful people. It's a cesspool.
It is. Yes, it is.
It is. There is so much rage bait on it, man. I mean, it just gets people riled up.
It's just a place where people can think that their opinion carries more weight than it does.
Yeah. Well, it's always punched above its weight, like politically, right?
Yeah.
It's always because it doesn't have anywhere near the reach of Discord, WhatsApp, let alone, Instagram and TikTok and whatnot. But it's always punched above its weight when it comes to being able to move the needle in Washington and other places. But now it is just rage bait. And if you think this is bad, go to Blue Sky.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. Blue Sky is
All right, I got to friend you on Blue Sky.
Yeah,
I'm on Blue Sky,
it's
too.
the most hateful thing. It's spectacular. You're like, wow, you people are angry. Emotionally disturbed individuals.
Is Kylie on Blue Sky?
Oh, she is. She is. But see, she's a younger generation. That's still kind of old school. They're more apt to be on
That's true.
Insta and stuff. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Speaking of where it's at, his name's Bell. We're going to ask him what sports thing he is going to give us coming up in a minute because he delivers nothing but the best in sports. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, kids. Relief Factor. It's awesome. Did you guys try Relief Factor? I had a listener hit me up, said, from here yesterday, right? Said, hey, Chad, I got Relief Factor. Tried it. It's awesome. He goes, I tried other crap from other places. I had my knee scoped, tried Relief Factor, and then the first week, boom, made the world of difference. That could be you. I'm telling you guys, it works. If you got aches and pains in your joints and your muscles, and so much of that is inflammation. Guess what? Try Relief Factor. You're going to feel the difference fast. You'll be walking better. You'll be feeling better. It's naturally formulated. It's third-party tested for purity and potency. It works, and it's non-addictive. Try Relief Factor now. Get a 3-week quick start, okay? It's $19.95. You can take it every single day. You're going to feel the difference when it comes to inflammation, your aches and pains and joints. It's going to help you. You're going to walk better, more energy. It's just a better thing to do. It's natural. I love that. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Well, the U.S. Senate has unanimously voted to hurt themselves during any future government shutdowns. And we'll tell you more about the meeting between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping coming up at 1 on Super Talk. 99.7 WTN.
Programs, that portion of the program where, yes, we do it sports.
Now it's time for Sports with Bell. When you need to know sports information, you turn to the guy who calls basketball shooty hoops. Let's talk some sports with Bell.
Yeah, baby, sports with a guy that knows nothing about sports.
Hey, that's not true.
You know a little bit. What do you got for us today?
Did you know if you're a referee in stickball, you have to wear black underwear?
So aware of that.
You do, because if your pants split, it keeps them from looking like they're split.
Oh,
It can't be a distraction to the players.
Right.
I was unaware of those things.
That's why to go
Well, now
further
you are.
below.
That's why we do sports ball with Bell, because I just educated you.
You did. You totally did. You dropped the education on us.
Education.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I haven't seen that very much. The splitting of the pants in baseball.
Hey, Hank Aaron did that a lot.
So that just wow. Look at that, guys. You didn't know that. Today you woke up. You're like, I know that now, thanks to Bell. That's why Bell does sports better than anybody else.
Yes, sir.
By the way, I have seen the video of Chud.
Oh, yeah?
There was somebody was filming from across the street. They heard the fight.
Okay.
Yeah, it ain't self-defense.
So he was egging somebody on.
Well, they were fighting, but as far like they were in fisticuffs and but the cops were right there. I mean, they were right there.
Are you sure you just weren't talking about a scene from Chud?
No.
The movie?
Oh, that's a great. No, I would know that. That's an Academy Award-winning movie, so settle it down there. It's not as good as Chud 2, Electric Boogaloo. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Get some local stuff, because we like doing that as well. Bunch of other goodies on the way. If you're missing the show, we say share when you grab the podcast. Hour number 2 straight ahead. Chap Enso, Super Tough, 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Well, the U.S. Senate passing a bipartisan resolution tying lawmakers' pay to government shutdowns. Senators will not get their paychecks while federal agencies are closed, though the money will be released later, just like for everybody else during other government shutdowns. Supporters say this change is meant to encourage faster budget agreements. The measure follows a series of lengthy and costly shutdowns over the past year. Supposedly doesn't take effect until after the midterm elections. And at a meeting between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping, Xi told Trump China and the U.S. should be partners, not rivals, and Trump calling Xi a great leader. But tensions are still simmering over the issue of Taiwan. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Beijing.
Big picture, if you look at what they're saying on camera, both leaders are focusing on stability between these two countries, the long history between the U.S. and China, and President Trump even lavishing praise on Xi Jinping, saying that it's an honor to be his friend, calling him a great leader, a line that's been picked up by state media here in China. But beneath all of that, there's tensions on Taiwan and Iran.
Admiral Brad Cooper, commander of U.S. Central Command, testifying before the Senate Armed Services Committee today, said Iran's missile, drone, and naval capabilities have been severely damaged by Operation Epic Fury. Admiral Cooper also told the committee that recent reports about Iran retaining 70% of its missile capability are not accurate. On Capitol Hill yesterday, Democrats pressed a Trump administration official about claims the U.S. is benefiting from higher oil prices. Congressman Jared Huffman questioning Interior Secretary Doug Burgum.
If prices are higher, then there's more revenue coming into the system.
So this is good for American families that they're paying $1.40 more a gallon for gas?
I'm not saying that, but I'm thrilled that they're paying. I'm thrilled that they're paying about $1 less than they were during the Biden administration. I mean, that's exciting, and these prices are going to drop quickly again because now we actually have supply.
Right now in Middle Tennessee, Gas Buddy putting the average per gallon at $4.13. Closing arguments expected today in the landmark OpenAI trial. Elon Musk accusing the co-founders of double-crossing him, stealing a charity by turning OpenAI into a for-profit company after he left. But OpenAI says Musk knew about the company's future plans and only sued after failing to become CEO. And 4 people confirmed dead who were on board a medical aircraft that crashed in remote New Mexico this morning. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
The Beechcraft King Air 90 was conducting a medical transport flight leaving Roswell, New Mexico, heading to Sierra Blanca, but over the Ruidoso area, the plane went down into a heavily wooded area. Radar contact and all communications were lost. Once crews finally got there, they found the plane wreckage and a small wildfire. Everybody on board was killed. Why the plane went down is unknown. The FAA says it and the NTSB will investigate. Alex Stone, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Iran, Trump says. She's going to totally help us. He's going to put a good word in for us. And we're going to get this thing sorted out. This is going to be good. Solid. Yeah, I don't know if we trust them. I don't. No offense, G.
He has the best relationship ever with Xi. He'll totally take care of it.
He loves Xi. You know, he loves Xi. What's not to love about Xi? That guy, every time I see him.
It's like saying you don't like Winnie the Pooh.
That's right. Every time I see him, I'm like, that guy makes me laugh. Whew. You, sir, are funny. You are absolutely funny.
Funny looking like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. So they met, they talked trade, Taiwan. I was surprised at how fast they came out with Taiwan. And they basically said, look, this is ours. This is our business. We're not going to get in your business. You don't get in our business. Okay. You good with that? And, you know, Trump didn't even, they asked him and he said, this place is great. It's a great place. Because it's weird because do we want them to take over Taiwan? No. But Trump isn't like the other presidents that have all kind of been 100% behind, you know, making it uncomfortable to even think about it. And you're wondering, will they jump at some point in time and go for it? I don't know if they will.
Well, Biden told them that we'd have to come to Taiwan's defense if they invaded. So
yeah.
got to stick with that.
Yeah, we're not going to stick with that one there, Biden. Appreciate that. You don't have you don't get to make those rules up and say, we're doing that. The other thing is, they heap praise on each other, right? Like they talk about how amazing everything is. We're like super double, triple best friends.
And I had in-depth exchanges on China-U.S. relations and international and regional dynamics. We both believe that the China-U.S. relationship is the most important bilateral relationship in the world.
Well, that it is. My question is, Trump really, remember during his campaign, China was the biggest threat. China. But he recognizes, look, we're now kind of, until we figure out a way to totally decouple, which isn't happening, we're kind of stuck in this thing. And he's looked at the tariffs, right? Those didn't pay off the way he thought it was going to pay off. He is, obviously, with what's going on in Iran, is crazy. And you heard Doug Burgum say, everything's going to drop. It's going to be back to normal. Yeah, it's not going to be back to normal for a while. It isn't. And I don't think at any time soon this thing is coming to an end. I mean,
in Biden's defense, he thought Taiwan was what you did when you drank.
Well, you do that. You tie one on, but not this kind of Taiwan.
He was slightly confused.
He was.
It was the first time.
Yeah, that was, and you guys got to understand, he was working hard because he was teaching at Penn, University of Penn, in between, learning Arabic, juggling. Phenomenal juggler.
Learning Arabic.
He was spectacular. Did you know he knows Mandarin and Cantonese? Bet you guys didn't know that. To this day. That's going to go on Morning Joe's. This is the best Biden ever.
He is working circles around everybody in the administration.
Well, he is working circles because he's just walking aimlessly around people.
None of you can fall upstairs, so stop with the criticisms.
None of you can fall up the stairs, you're correct. So, but, Trump's going to, this is what's going to happen. They're going to leave, they'll all claim of some sort of victory, right? Xi's victory is we got him to come here. And I know Trump invited him here on the 24th of September, kind of an odd, just, hey, get your calendar book out. Let's get this thing on the calendar. Let's get your book out. And it's all great, but the reality is they don't have any need to help us at this moment in time. They don't. China doesn't have, and they like the fact that they can, pretend like, they're not going to sell them weapons. Do you really buy that? He told me they're not going to sell them weapons. Yeah, I don't know if I buy. No offense, I don't trust China. I'm not a big fan of trust but verify. They've been selling them weapons. They've been training them in. They've also been sending them cash. So, yeah, they enjoy poking us. That's what you do. And we've done the same thing with Taiwan over the years. No, I think 95% of the weapons that Taiwan has purchased have been from us. And they've got a lot of weapons. They got a ton of weapons. So we'll see. God willing, I would love this thing in Iran to come to an end tomorrow. I just don't see it happening. It was Midnight Hammer, and then we had Operation Freedom, but that only lasted like an hour. What's the one now? It's Operation Sledgehammer's going to be the new one.
Is that's not in effect yet?
No, that's not. That's going to be the new one. Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer makes me think it's going to be less scalpel and more bomby, if that makes sense. Which is, again, what's the aim of this? For them not to get, I get it, not to get a nuclear weapon. Which China agrees with. No nuke for them. They don't need a nuke now. They got the Straits of Hormuz. But what's it look like after they don't get a nuclear weapon that they probably weren't trying to get anyways, according to lots of people? What does that look like? And how soon? Because here's the other thing. All this time, what's been going on? The UAE They're like, they're attacking the UAE. Come to find out, well, the UAE attacked them. Saudi Arabia, they've been bombing them as well. So, and by the way, they could go after Saudi Arabia with drones in certain areas that could take millions of barrels a day offline. You don't think that would do something to the oil world? Whew, good God. Just insane. So we care about us. What's this costing us? Every time you go to fill up, what's that going to cost you? More than before. And wait till we now start to feel what's coming, because we haven't felt that knock-on effect yet. And that's what we care about. I don't care about, no offense, I didn't care about Iran prior to this, as far as I never went to bed at night going, oh, please, God, no. It didn't happen. It didn't. And most people didn't. They just didn't. And now we're in a situation where we've got to face up to the facts that this is here. This is the mess that's been created. We've got to figure out how to get out of this mess where we don't make an even bigger mess, and also try to save some face. And it's not about whether or not our military can go in and eviscerate them. It's not about that. It's about we're in a situation that we weren't 100% committed to, and we were kind of told, right, through Bibi and them, it's going to be easy. Look what we just did. Look what we did in Venezuela, which doesn't count. And prices are up, and flipping a switch isn't going to... I think people think the minute the war ends, automatically overnight, everything changes and oil collapses. It takes a long... We have to build up reserves globally. That is going to take a long time to do, on top of all of the other things. And there's still going to be... The other thing is, it's not like Iran is going to disappear off the planet. It's still going to be there. So at any given time, now that they understand that all they have to do is mess with the global supply, they can do that. So this is going to be an interesting time. And I don't know if Xi's going to make the call that's going to end this thing soon. They would love the oil. And they would love it. You know what they would really love? They would love it if only Iran sent them oil, and they don't care if anybody else gets any of their ships. That's what they do. I get it. It's a global world, and we're the two big monsters, if you will. It's King Kong and Godzilla. Who wins that?
Well, I think as we've seen in more than one movie, that it usually turns out to be a stalemate.
Yeah, which is kind of what this is. It's a bit of a stalemate. And I don't think that's going to change. I don't. I think come home, and I think this weekend, I hope nothing happens. People I've been talking to, even some of you who've sent me text messages saying, look, my son flew out. My friends or my husband's a, pilot, and he had to fly a bunch of stuff over there. You guys have all some of you got a sense that something's going to happen. And I have a feeling sooner rather than later. But he wasn't going to do it while Xi was here. Putin, on the other hand, he will do stuff while we meet, because he wants to send a message. And that message is he's super desperate. Super desperate. I even saw a picture of him, man. He looks like he's kind of bloated. I mean, he's just got to be
stress is getting to him.
Yeah, it is.
Putin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks sick.
Yeah.
Well, they've been claiming for a few years now, though.
He had
that
cancer.
He's got something.
Mm-hmm. He does. He doesn't look, he looks very bloated in the face, almost jaundiced at times. And, he's got, at this point.
He's in his 70s, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be. 70.
Look that up. How old is Vladimir Putin?
I'm going to go with 74.
77.
77.
No, that's what I'm going with. I'm waiting for Ken to.
All right, boys. He is 73. So
Okay.
I win because I said 72. I didn't go over.
Well, I guess that's
and
true.
that gives me the one-hit wonder trophy, too.
There you go. Double win today.
Price is Right rules.
That's right. You did. $1. But he just looks sick. It was got to be stressed out. This has not worked out the way he thought. If you would have told him all these years later, you're still going to be fighting this, and the tide is turning on you, and oh, by the way, the Americans really aren't helping as much, I think he would have been, no way. Again, it was supposed to be 3 days. They're going to march right to Kyiv. Didn't happen.
And they were going to be welcomed with open arms.
Everybody's always welcome with open arms. It is.
Until they're not.
Until they're not. Until they're not. Just like everybody thought we were going to be welcome with open arms in Iraq, and we weren't. We weren't. People are like, get the hell out of there. We don't want you here. We don't want you invading our country. We didn't like the guy, but we don't want you. So, be very interesting over the next 24 to 48 hours. And God willing, I mean, I think we all recognize this hasn't gone well for us. There's nothing. And again, be objective in this. It hasn't. The Iranian thing has not gone well for us. And it's hurt us in the pocketbook. And we don't want to be hurt in the pocketbook. We don't. If you go and look at the numbers of why Trump was elected. So they do the exit polls. The night of the election, they asked 11,000 people, why'd you vote for Trump? And the economy. 83% for Trump for the economy. That's not there now. It's not. And he recognizes this situation's ugly. Tariffs didn't work, right? At all, the way that he thought. And you could say what you want about, well, they took them away from him. They were sending prices higher. And the stuff that's still being tariffed, prices are higher. So there's things out there that, but this is cost in a major way because it's the one thing that we see on a daily basis as we drive. I don't, because I don't drive anywhere. That's why Bell has to drive us to Atlanta to go to a soccer game that he's going to be forced to go to. But it's a World Cup game, Bell, so be happy about that. We should take Ken. Ken, you want to go?
Where?
To the World Cup game?
No.
You go? It's a World Cup game. It's like a game, Ken.
Nah, I don't want to go. But I appreciate the invite.
My appearance is contingent upon it being the championship game at the 50-yard line.
Yeah. You're going, and you're going to shut up, you're going to eat a hot dog, and you're going to cheer on Haiti or Uzbekistan or whoever we end up seeing.
And sing songs.
Oh, yeah, we're singing all kinds of songs. All kinds of songs.
Soccer fans have a blast.
They do. They do. There is
when they're not burning down the stadium.
Happened a few times. Long ago. Doesn't happen anymore. There is one of the best songs in England is, I'll tell you guys it. I got to get it right. It is hilarious. But the dad sometimes leads the cheering, and the dad of it's so bizarre, and it is hilarious, and it's also kind of twisted as well. So we'll talk about that amongst other things. Take some of your text messages. We got plenty of those as well. And I want to talk about what's going on here. I'm trying to find the audio for it, about how much money in tax breaks we have given big companies to come here. And I get that. But when you look at the property taxes and how many businesses are shuttering because of the property taxes, it's got to be more than just frustrating. And I get we want big businesses, we want strong businesses. And at the same time, if you're not going to help the little guy, that isn't a win at all. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997. Relief Factor. I take it every single day. Helps me with my ankles, right? Because I got some sore ankles. My knees I don't feel anything anymore when it comes to that. I used to be, you get up and you just, no. Because it fights inflammation. And that's what I love about Relief Factor. It doesn't mask the pain. It's naturally formulated. It's been around for quite a while. Over 1 million customers are using it. And if you're sick and tired of being sore when it comes to, aches and pains in your joints and in your muscles because of inflammation, and a lot of that also has to do with the fact that we don't eat great in this world, and that adds to inflammation issues as well. Relief Factor's got you covered. When you try a 3-week quick start right now, $19.95. Take it every single day, naturally formulated. It's not addictive. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com, or call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
A Robertson County man under arrest after a bomb threat against the Nissan Stadium construction site. We'll tell you about this story and more coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Jiminy Cricket. It wasn't Chud, was it?
Wasn't Chud.
All right.
Wasn't Chud.
Just want to make sure because Chud was definitely out there doing some bad things. And there's a video out there. You can't see him shooting, but they're fighting. And, this whole I was worried I was going to get shot or he was going to beat me up or whatever. Yeah, you were going out looking for it. What an absolute clown. Who are these people? I'll tell you
Who is paying for the renovation of Bridgestone?
Probably the city?
Taxpayers.
Is it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because there was a video I saw on YouTube yesterday about how the $750 million renovation of Bridgestone had started.
That's a good question. We shall effort to find that out. So Starbucks got a ton of money. So they're investing $100 million to establish a major corporation office at Peabody Union. It's going to create 2,000 jobs. They got a decent amount of tax credits, which is great if it all pans out that way. What they get up front. See, Amazon was promised, they've got tons of tax breaks and all this stuff. They were going to create 5,000. How many jobs have they created? Not 5,000. No. State of Tennessee gave them $65 million cash grant for capital expenditures. Roughly $13,000 per job. Metro, Nashville, $17.5 million cash grant. $500 per job created over 7 years. Job tax credits for $20 million. And did they bring all of those jobs and stuff? They haven't. They haven't. And that's the frustration when you've got people who are having to pay God knows how much in taxes and your business is, you can't charge enough. Acme cannot charge enough for breakfast to cover what would be coming to them. Would you like an omelet? Yes, that'll be $700. That's an expensive
but
omelet.
It's for a good cause.
Yeah, it is.
Breakfast and you're saving an institution.
And you're already seeing small businesses who are, having to say no. And think about these, we talk about like Acme and stuff. They've been on the news and some of these other places that are famous that are on Broadway. Think about the ones in the periphery who aren't there. Who are getting, who are going from, $4,000 a month, $3,000 a month to $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. There's no way they're going to cover any of these things. So yes, you want to lure here, but at what point? And the taxpayer, how much more can you cover? It's frustrating.
Well, the problem is you literally get forced in as a city to being competitive with other states and other cities.
Yes. Yeah. It's like the whole thing when it comes to publicly funding a football team. Why are you doing that? Well, why do we have a team here? Because Houston wouldn't give up anything no, we're not publicly funding a team. We'll leave. No, you won't. Then they leave. We better build a stadium then for some other team. I mean, you see it all the time because there is a city that's willing to spend the money to build it. Look what's going on right now with the Oakland A's that are now the Sacramento A's, soon to be the Las Vegas A's.
And the Raiders go into Vegas.
Yeah.
There's a little sports knowledge for you, sir.
Whoa, look, settle down there.
That's the way to go, brother.
Did you see Bell throw some sports knowledge at you guys? I almost, well, color me purple.
Actually, I consider that more business information.
Yeah, that's more business information. But it happens. I mean, as a kid growing up, I've got the Rams and the Raiders. Raiders go to Oakland, come back to, then they leave and go up again, and now they're in Vegas. The Rams, they leave, go to St. Louis, right? Then they come back. Why? St. Louis built them a stadium, but wouldn't build them a new one. Then they come back. And I'm like, God, but somebody's willing to pay it. And that's at the detriment of a lot of other places. And it's not, we should be able to find a balance in some of this stuff. But when you're going out and giving up tons of tax breaks, and I see you want to bring jobs here and all that kind of stuff, we're going to give you tax breaks for how many jobs you bring here. It sounds great, but in many cases, they get a lot of that stuff up front and they don't deliver in the back end. Or they'll.
And you never really hear any confirmation of the tax breaks creating enough jobs to pay back the tax breaks.
And afterwards, right? We'll discuss it at first, but then a year or two goes on and we forget about it. It's like the same thing. It was like the homeless, right? We got 65 people off the streets. You're like, great. Then 6 months later, you never talk about it again because you got millions of dollars. But then you find out you never go back and check and find out that all 65 went back on the streets. We talk about it at first. But what we're seeing here bless you, Belle, what we're seeing here in real time is people that are paying exorbitant amounts of money, business-wise, homeowners, absorbing all of this stuff and looking around and then seeing big corporations who are with billions getting stuff and thinking to themselves, it's not that I don't want them to get some stuff and bring their stuff here, but at what cost to us? Let me know what you think. You can tweet at us. Me, right away, at Chad Benson Show. We're on Rumble. We're on Twitch. My God, Mason just walked in. His hair's out of control. I had not seen that. You should report on that, Ken, how big that hair is.
I already have.
That thing should have a chin strap.
I want it to get even bigger.
Yeah, that's what he should do.
Justin Pearson's got nothing on him.
That thing is massive. If you guys haven't seen, there it is. Look at that thing. Good God.
That's way to go, Brother Mace.
A lot of hair.
That is a lot of hair.
It's hard to maintain.
Whew, that is hard to, well, it is hard to maintain. I would know. With me being bald and all. Check us out on Rumble, Twitch, all the other good stuff. You're missing the show, Shemon, you heard the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 997.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. A Robertson County man is under arrest after police say he threatened to bomb the new Nissan Stadium construction site. Channel 4 says investigators say 47-year-old Marque Henderson sent a text claiming a bomb would explode and target workers Tuesday morning. Turner Construction shut down the site as a precaution and alerted Metro Police. Henderson was tracked to Alabama, where he was arrested and now faces charges, including making a false report and threatening mass violence. In our nation's capital, U.S. senators taking aim at shut-down gridlock by targeting their own pay. A newly approved resolution would pause U.S. senators' salaries during any lapse in government funding. It will go into effect after voters head to the polls this November. And at a meeting between President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping, Xi telling Trump China and the U.S. should be partners, not rivals, and Trump calling Xi a great leader. But tensions are still simmering over the issue of Taiwan. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Beijing.
Has been, will Xi Jinping use this moment to try and get President Trump to reduce potentially arms sales to Taiwan or to change Washington's language towards the island to say that U.S. opposes Taiwan independence? Now, Secretary of State Marco Rubio says that the U.S. position on Taiwan has not changed, but Xi Jinping issued a stark warning during their meeting, according to the Chinese readout, saying that if this issue is not handled properly, it could lead to clashes and conflict.
Trump says China has committed to buying 200 Boeing jets, and Secretary of State Rubio says China will work behind the scenes to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
USS, ready to help you when it comes to all things going on in your home, especially with your foundation, right? Crawl space. You got water in there that you didn't really know was there, but you want to make sure it doesn't get worse. That foundation could be starting to go sideways. You name it, they're going to help you with it. They want to come out, make sure they check everything, right? You know, as I always say, cross the T, dot the I's, make sure everything's okay, because you don't want something to go from tiny to big, and then it becomes a nightmare. USS wants to help you with that. Right now, USS is introducing 24 months, no interest financing options, good now through the end of June. Absolutely free to have them come out. Maybe you've got standing water, and the next thing you know, it's going to become wood rot, mold. No, thank you. Since 1994, right here in Tennessee, nobody does it better than United Structural Systems. Call them today. Have them come out and give you that peace of mind that you deserve. 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855 or online at ussTN.com. Your home doesn't wait for the economy to get better. Man, a lot of you throwing in Dell computers, Ford. How many companies were giving stuff? Although Jason, our good buddy Jason, he wants them to build a baseball stadium. I think, look, if they're going to expand baseball, this has got to be the first place they look at. I would not be surprised if they, I think they were talking about here and maybe Portland, Oregon. But it's just taxpayer money. You know, at what point and what benefit do we get? And as a, you know, if you're Freddie, right? So, you know, there's Freddie, but not the Freddie that is like Freddie Mercury, our Freddie. Feckless Freddie, as Matt calls him. He's friendly Freddie for a lot of you. You want to bring business. You want to be seen like you're courting business, right? And here's the thing. Tennessee has something that is amazing. We've got tons of colleges. Tons of them. And they're good colleges. Some of them. Some of them not. But they are. And you want to be able to have that. Why? Because you want to have, that was the problem when I was in Arizona that they turned around several years ago when Dr. Michael Crow came in from Columbia to take over Arizona State. Arizona State was the butt of the joke of, you know, like if you want to be, it's a bro school, you know, it's just like one of those. And now it's totally different. Well, you can't have a thriving, surviving big economy if you don't have businesses. You can have a great college, but those people that come here to go to school, they may want to stay here. And you've got to bring big business in. You've got to go and court that. But what's the cost of that? Because if little businesses are losing out or they're being forced to move elsewhere if they want to stay open. And, you know, Ken and I joke all the time, you know, nothing wrong with Chili's because I love me a good Chili's. But you didn't come to Nashville to go to Chili's. You came here because you want to, you know, enjoy the cool thing. Whatever that vibe is, usually a country western vibe. Wearing shorts you probably shouldn't be wearing. And when you court that kind of stuff and you want, because it looks good. Look at all the business we brought in. Look at all the stuff we brought in. But then they talk about the revenue. And if you're getting the revenue off the backs of tiny businesses who could barely afford to stay in business, no. And let's not forget, sometimes you want that big business to come in because they're not only courting you, hey, come to Tennessee. They're like throwing you a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there for your reelection campaign. So it's at what cost? You want the business, but you kind of want the charm.
Well, it's like Freddie said. Businesses come, businesses go.
They do. They come and go, actually.
And sometimes government helps them go.
They come and go. They do. They come fast, and they go faster when you decide to tax them out of business. Your taxes should not be bigger than what you're paying for your employees. Like, that should be the biggest expense you have. And if that isn't, and when you're looking at these, and they just want, and I think the big thing too, because I've talked to a couple of these businesses, and they're as they're appealing, they're going through stuff. It was the shock. It's like when we talk about when you go, you go to the dentist, you know it's going to be expensive, as we've talked about, as Ken's hot take was the other day. It's the hospital. You go to the hospital, you don't know what it's going to be. And you get that, $175,000 bill. You're like, oh. But at least you have a chance to negotiate that down. Right? And it's that shock of, here it is. It's that no consistency. Feels arbitrary that you're paying X amount of dollars out of nowhere. So you want the big business, but the charm, where's the happy medium in that? That's what people want to know. I know. Look, 1445. Speak for yourself, Chad. Maybe some of us did come to Nashville for Chili's. Again, I like chili.
We should have held out for a Ruby Tuesdays, though.
Ruby Tuesdays.
I've never been to a Ruby Tuesday.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing, man.
I love a Red Robin. I love a good Red Robin. I love a good endless fries at Red Robin all day. Thank you. Yeah. So, it's the... Maybe we did come here for Chili's. Maybe you did. I don't know. Again, I love Chili's. But you know what? Chili's is, if you've come here from New York because you want to get your boogie on, right? You love country music or something, and for whatever reason you think everybody here wears cowboy boots and short shorts, you have a Chili's in New York. You don't have an Acme in New York, right? You don't have that feel downtown. You don't have that. The smaller places that, we've got all the other stuff. But so does the state or the city they're coming from. Like, there's a commercial, and I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's these Japanese women that they're practicing line dancing in Japan, and they're getting ready to come to Nashville, and they come to Nashville and they're going to the places that you would think of. Right? Where did we go? Where's that sports bar I went about a month ago during the playoffs? During the NBA. And Cooters. It was right next to Cooters. And that's like Nashville. Like that's what you're expecting, those kind of things. And you're like, that's what makes it unique. That's what makes it awesome. You go to certain places to get that feel. But when you're doing it on the backs of small businesses and homeowners and stuff, they get frustrated. There's no doubt about it. And, the whole thing with Amazon is a perfect example of always the promises. And then, as Bella and I were talking about, you never go back and look and see what happens. You find out, oh, well, they didn't bring 5,000 jobs. They brought 1,100. Or they'll say they'll bring 5,000 jobs, and you find out it's like with the data centers. There's going to be 8,000 jobs. Yeah, building it. And then afterwards, it's 8 guys. But we give them tax breaks, or we do this. So, and everything's a big if. Look at all the new housing. So, is there new housing? Are we building any? Are we building a lot?
Certainly slowed down over the last 5 years.
Yeah, it has, no doubt. And we're building further out, right? Because there's not a lot of room here. I'm amazed over here they're putting this new building by place I live, but that thing is tall and skinny. Kind of like us boys. Tall and skinny.
Especially me.
So, oh yeah.
When it comes to tall.
We used to have a Tuesdays on Donaldson. Is it? I don't think I've ever eaten there. What was it like?
Generic. Just as generic as any of those other restaurants.
Excuse me. Last time I checked, you've been to Red Robin. That's not generic. Those fries are amazing.
I have not been to Red Robin.
Huh?
I have not been to Red Robin.
You've never been to a Red Robin?
I have not.
Oh, man. Red Robin's so good. I like Red Robin. I'd go for Red Robin right now. Are they
thrown out of
an
an O'Charlie's once.
A what?
I got thrown out of an O'Charlie's once.
Did you?
Yeah.
What for?
Yeah, tell us that story.
Pretending that the artificial sweetener was cocaine.
Well, that's not good.
On the table.
You shouldn't do that.
Goodness, Brother Bilal. Why, so how did you go about doing that?
Did you snort it?
Did you roll up a $100 bill?
No, I lined it out on the table, and the waitress came over and asked us if we needed anything, and I said, yeah, I could use a straw.
Oh. Well, you would straw.
Out.
Yeah.
And you know what they told you? You know why they threw you out? Because they knew that straw was eventually going to be in the turtle's nose.
Probably.
I didn't know turtles had that kind of cocaine issue. A lot of people excited about Ruby. Okay, Ruby Tuesdays in Lebanon. I got to try that. It's like Chili's with a salad bar. Wouldn't that be Sizzler? I love me a Sizzler. It's a good place right there. But yeah, I've never been to one of those. But
we need salad bars in Long John Silver's, Captain D's, places like that.
And they need to put the Diet Coke machine right by them.
Yeah, because that's what you need, a Diet Coke. I know I've had 7,500 calories, but
I can make up for it with the diet drink.
Diet Coke makes it all better.
I'd like a Diet Coke if you don't mind me. Cocaine, did you see in Australia, here's a little side note, that they can't get Ritalin and Adderall, so people are turning to cocaine for their ADHD?
Goodness.
Mm-hmm. Think about that.
All they have to do is go to Mexico.
That's all they have to do. Mexico, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of stuff going on there. Apparently the CIA's down there fighting, killing a whole bunch of El Chapo's people. Bodies are still piling up. Man, the CIA's got their fingers in everything. And they're not spying on us, right? Wink, wink. So Chili's does not suck. I do not think they suck. I've never once said they suck. But you don't come here to go to a Chili's. You don't. I'm just telling you. It's like TGI Fridays. You don't come here for that. You come here for the uniqueness of stuff.
You do if you put a big old cowboy boot up on the billboard.
Yeah, that's going to be what it is. It's all about the big old cowboy boot right there. Everybody keeps saying Ruby Tuesdays has a great salad bar. Now I got to go to a Ruby Tuesdays. I don't know how my wife feels about that.
You going to eat some salad, Brother Chad?
I love a good salad bar.
Is the Ruby Tuesday still out at Green Hills? Does anybody know? Text in if you know.
Yeah. If you've been there, let us know. So I have, man, I did not, Ruby Tuesday talk is really important. I've never, I didn't mean to hurt Ruby Tuesday's feelings. If you guys, Ruby, we're sorry. We just don't have them out in, like they're mostly a Southern thing. Never had a Ruby Tuesdays. And what's the other one that we haven't had?
TGI Fridays?
No, I've had a lot
Applebee's?
of that. No, Applebee's? I mean, good in the neighborhood. O'Charlie's I've never had. Now that you've gone there, I'm never going there.
They'd give you free biscuits.
It doesn't matter. They threw him out.
Rolls.
They threw him out.
Yeah, threw Brother Bill out for snorting cocaine at the table.
No, that is not what I did.
You did. You snorted cocaine. You tried to pretend like, I don't snort cocaine, but you kind of did.
He was out of Ritalin.
It was saccharin.
Somebody said, what about Oracle? Yeah, Oracle. Everybody promises stuff. It's the delivery that matters, kids. The delivery that matters. And if you're going to promise jobs, great. But if you don't deliver them, there never seems to be any knock-on from that. And you look out, and it's not just here. Nationwide, everybody's fighting over big business. And we create a great business climate. The problem is the people here that have been in the business climate forever are finding out it's not meant for them. It's one of the things we always say, Wall Street and Main Street have never been further apart than they are right now. And they are so far apart. And it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican, they know how to play the sides.
When I was going to my doctor's appointment the other day, I have to go past Rivergate, and it almost made me weep seeing that building being torn down.
Which building?
The Rivergate Mall.
Rivergate? Okay.
Just trashed, just gone. All that history. I mean, you can't run a business if nobody's coming in, but it just seems wrong to look at it in that state of destruction.
Why is that? You know what? I was reading the other day that the Gen Z and Alpha are bringing back malls, but now here's the perfect example of stay off my lawn. They're bringing back malls as far as they're going to malls. They're trying to live the 90s and 80s life, and they're getting kicked out and banned from malls where they can't. If you're under like 18, you can't be in that without a parent.
Oh, it's like 1979 again.
Like, how stupid are you guys? Look, the fact that anybody's even in there that isn't there walking in the morning early. Remember that was a big thing? I'm going to go to the mall and walk around.
Time to go take a walk.
Bunch of wackadoos.
Let's go to the mall.
Oh, lordy, lordy. All right, coming up.
Get some Orange Julius.
Oh, Orange Julius. Would you like orange juice that's not really an orange juice? Yeah. I'm going to go over.
It's an Orange Julius.
It's an Orange Julius. What's the other? I'm going to go over to hot dog on a stick. Why? Because the girl with, those, she's doing the hot dog on the stick thing where she's jumping up and down. I'm going to get cheese on a stick. That was something you could get there.
And then let's go tap on the fish aquarium glass.
That's right. Then I'm going to go to Sbarro's.
On a stick.
On a stick. Oh, I've tried Rafferty's. I like Rafferty's. My wife always yells because I call it Rafferty or Cheddar's. You been to Cheddar's?
Cheddar's.
Cheddar's.
There's a Cheddar's down in Murfreesboro, and it is always hopping.
Always.
Especially on a Sunday afternoon, boy.
Oh, that's after church stuff.
Well, that's high society in Murfreesboro.
That's an after church kind of thing. Cheddar's. Oh, Lord. We're having fun here on a Thursday. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk, 99.7. Speaking of food, Omaha Steaks right now has the Burger Perfection pack. So this is your $99.99. 100% unconditional money-back guarantee. Omaha Steaks since 1917, America's Butcher. I'm going to save you $35. Use my code Benson. So what do you get? 20 burgers. Pure ground. Top. Sirloin. Brisket. Oh. Are you ready for this? Filet mignon. Oh. Just to name a few. Then you're thinking to yourself, it can't get any better than that. It can, because you're going to get 8 Wagyu smash burgers. All for under $100, and you're going to save $35 from you. My code Benson. They're meant to be grilled because it's grilling season. The weather's gorgeous. Starting to get a little bit even warmer. Why not be outside with the best burgers, the best taste? The burger pack going on right now, and it is a perfection pack. 8 free Wagyu smash burgers, 28 total burgers, and all. The top sirloin's amazing. The incredible filet mignon is amazing. Get yours now by going to omahasteaks.com. Use my code Benson. Save $35 off at checkout. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. omahasteaks.com. Code Benson. See site for detailed terms may apply.
The long arm of the law reaches down to Alabama. I'll tell you about it coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. I love Rivergate Mall. My aunt and uncle lived down in Donaldson. We always went out there quite a bit. I tell you one that I really miss, that was the mall in Bellevue. I liked that mall when it first opened, but it wasn't long. I don't know. They said the owners really got in bad financial shape with it, and I don't know. Anyway, just everybody started pulling out of it. They just tore it down, started over. But what they got out there now, I really don't care for that area now. There in Bellevue, I wish they would have left the mall and made it viable again. You know.
Yeah, well, you got to do something. Well, here's the thing with malls. Okay, and again, when you guys text in, you can also leave a voicemail. Totally fine. We like that. Fun. Just don't cuss, because then it's the thing with malls is out of nowhere came Amazon. Amazon changed the world.
Certainly changed the retail landscape.
Yeah.
In the largest way we've seen since probably World War II.
Absolutely. And I ordered something. I woke up today. I ordered something, and it was delivered before I came to work. That's insane. It is. That being said, people still like to go and try stuff on, do stuff. But, like, when you hear what people charge for anchor stores or for something like that, you're like, you're not going to be able to compete with Amazon and the discounts that people get. And we're still a nation, you know. Look, the person who shows up last at your house is probably going to get the deal, right, when they're going out to give a bid. That's the way it is, because we still shop price. And every one of us will go into a store and go, oh, I really like this. Let me see if I can get it cheaper on Amazon. Oh, I can.
I used to, I preferred going to buy shoes in a store because I could try them on, see how they felt, what they looked like. And I had bought a pair at Journeys, which was in the mall. And then the next time I wanted a pair of shoes, I went out there and Journeys was gone.
Yeah. Because it's so damn expensive. So damn expensive to keep, you know, because look, I wonder how some of these places, even when I'm in malls now, you walk around and you're like, how are you staying in business? Is this just a front? Are you guys laundering money?
Are you cleaning mob money?
That's what I think a lot of it is. A lot of it is. All right, coming up, hour number 3. A lot of good stuff to get to. Love when you guys text the program. Check us out across all of our social media. Like, subscribe to everything, and make sure you put the little thumbs up. That's absolutely free, just in case you guys want to know. And you get your money back if you don't like it. Chad Menso, Super Talk 997.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Metro Nashville police say a suspected hoax bomb threat at the new Nissan Stadium site has led to an arrest. Authorities say 47-year-old Mark Hugh Henderson, a subcontract worker, allegedly sent a message warning of an explosion during work hours. The construction site was temporarily closed while police investigated the threat. Henderson later arrested in Alabama on Nashville warrants and is facing multiple serious charges. 2 Nashville women facing charges after infants were found injured at an unlicensed daycare in Antioch. Police say a 5-month-old boy had bite marks, scratches, and a swollen foot. A 3-month-old girl suffered bruising, possible animal bites. Investigators say the daycare had been shut down last year, but was still operating inside a home on Piccadilly Row. Both women now face child neglect and licensing charges. They're due in court in July. A deadly officer-involved shooting under investigation in Memphis. The Memphis Safe Task Force agent shot and killed 41-year-old Darren Pegram while attempting to serve an arrest warrant at a Burger King. Authorities say Pegram pulled a gun when agents approached, prompting an officer to fire. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation now reviewing the incident. And after months of disruptive shutdowns, the Senate's voted to hold back its own pay during funding lapses. The policy would temporarily withhold salaries until a budget deal is reached. Lawmakers say the move adds accountability as shutdowns grow longer and more frequent. The change applies only to the U.S. Senate and begins after the next election. President Trump in China. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in Beijing with more on the Iran conflict in the Strait of Hormuz.
U.S. readout mentioned that both leaders agree the strait needs to be open, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. But we didn't get any of that from the Chinese readout. No mention of the strait or even Iran at all by name, which reflects what experts have been telling me, which is that while Beijing wants this war to end, they see it as America's problem to solve. They don't want to get pulled in too deeply.
Admiral Brad Cooper, commander of U.S. Central Command, testified before the Senate Armed Services Committee today, said Iran's missile, drone, and naval capabilities have been severely damaged by Operation Epic Fury. Admiral Cooper also told the committee recent reports about Iran retaining 70% of its missile capability are not accurate.
It's more than just the numbers. It's the command and control that's been shattered. It's a significant degradation in capability, and it's the lack of any ability to then produce any missiles or drones on the back end. I think we have to take a holistic look at that.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy Thursday. The Joe Benson Show. Trump hanging out. China. China is, man, it's an amazing place. Think about where China came from. And you go back 50 years, it was a couple big cities and mostly peasants and poverty. Think about it now. Think about how far China has come and the speed of which they have come. And what did that? Capitalism did that. They looked around and like, these Soviets are screwed. This isn't going to work. You know, we need robots.
Yeah, they haven't been an actual communist nation since the late 70s.
Yeah.
Now they're totalitarian, but they have largely free markets.
Super free markets, and Trump's over there trying to make trade deals, and he'll come back and say, I got all these trade deals, $500 bazillion, and you know what? Don't talk about that when the check clears, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. His ego really does let him walk into a situation like that with almost no fear. I saw a video of Xi meeting with Justin Trudeau, and Justin looked like a cuckold.
Yeah.
He's just standing there letting Xi chastise him and telling him that, he's not doing what true friends do.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt.
Beating him down.
Trump, the thing about Trump is he believes if I can get in front of you, I can sell you. If I can get in front of you, I can sell you. And he doesn't, the one thing also about Trump is he doesn't fall into the old world, neocons, Cold War thing. Trump would want to have met with Brezhnev, and Trump would want to have, I want to meet Mao. That's what he does. That's why, do you remember when he met Little Rocket Man, right? He just wandered over the border because he has that, if I can get in front of you, I believe I can sell you the idea. Now,
and he actually explained what Rocket Man meant and where the name came from.
Yeah.
And why he applied it. It was like, oh, well, I was kind of insulting you. But he's like, no, I call you Rocket Man because you're fixated on your rockets, and it's an Elton John song that the Americans know.
Yes. And he thinks he can talk his way out of anything because that's what he does. And because of that, and he's very personable. You don't have to like him, right? But I bet if you met him and you spend 5 minutes with him, you're like, hey, he's a very personable guy, right? He's a funny cat. And he believes that he can sell anything to anybody. Now, when you're dealing with the likes of Xi, quiet, calculated, this guy did not get there in the way that Trump got there, right? They had different obstacles in their life. If I'm correct, I believe Mao disposed of Xi's parents. They got there in much different ways. Same thing with the Pooter, right? The Pooter is a whole different character. Trump feels he can sell anybody, and that's a wonderful thing. In business, in politics, it's a different world. It is. And Trump, the other thing is, too, Trump loves, you stroke his ego the right way, he's all about it. And they recognize, like when he got off the plane yesterday, the flags and the whole thing and the cheerleaders, and Trump's like, yeah. And they're doing the parades. He loves that stuff. He's like, we got to do some of this at home. He does. And I like the fact that he's willing to, press flesh, if you will, sit down, talk, and try to come to whatever agreement they're going to come to. And yes, they talked a lot more about Iran than I thought they were going to. And apparently behind closed doors, they're talking about it. And, supposedly Xi's going to help. That being said, does he have the impetus to help at this moment in time? And, just like anything, do you trust him? That's the other side of it. Do you trust Xi? Yeah, I don't know if I do. Just like I knew not to trust the Pooter. I mean, today, was it yesterday or overnight, they attacked? They had 1,600 plus missiles fired at Ukraine.
The largest since the war started.
Yeah. That was on purpose. That was a message. And guess what? A vast majority of them didn't get through. Because Ukraine has figured out a way to build cheap, stock them deep, and sell them cheap. In fact, their stuff is so good right now that we have entered in an agreement with them about the production of these super cheap killing machines. Because what we build is amazing, but it takes a while. But he said 1,600 plus missiles. That was a message. Absolutely a message. So I that's what I do love about Trump is he will go places, he will sit down, he will talk to people. And doesn't mean it's going to end the way that we want, but that's awesome. And he invited Xi here. But let's not forget, this was supposed to take place a month ago. And it didn't. Because when Trump, I think he was sold a bill of goods in some ways on how easy it was going to be to overthrow the regime in Iran, and that hasn't happened. And I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. You're sure in the hell not going to bomb your way out of it.
Oh, I'm sure Mr. Bolton would disagree with you, sir.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Bolton wants to bomb bigger things. So, so today they were talking about, Iran shouldn't get a nuclear weapon. Yeah, they agree with that. You know what? You can say that about it. I don't think Nigeria should have nuclear weapons. I don't think so either. The, Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay, we all agree on that. And yeah, the straits should be open. Those are pretty blanket statements, which, by the way, Iran has let Chinese ships go right on through. So, they know where their bread is buttered. And China understands that. Do I think that Xi is going to help us? I think he'll put in a call. And I'm sure they'll talk about stuff. But do I think he's going to pressure them in a major way? It would have to get so ugly. And I bet they look at Iran and say, look, here's the deal. You guys want to block it off for a little while? We can help you with some stuff. We told them we were going to send you weapons. Maybe we will. We'll help you out with some money. Keep letting our ships through. You guys do what you do. Just don't go and do something stupid like bomb Saudi Arabia's biggest areas and cause oil to go through the roof. Just don't do that. And that's where they put the pressure. It's the same thing with the little rocket man. He's a little rocket man with a bad haircut. The great skier, by the way. Have you seen him ski?
Well, dude, he invented the sport.
He
Why
invented
wouldn't he
the
be good at
sport.
it?
That is correct. I didn't realize how much he invented the sport, but it's amazing.
He can ski with one hand and hold the burrito he created in the other.
Right after he's done doing the other thing. It's funny. He and Biden have a similar, when you're not looking, look at all the stuff they've done kind of thing. But Xi, Xi's got to, he's always got to rein in the rocket man every once in a while, who annoys the hell out of him, by the way. They can't stand. They only like the fact that he's a buffer and a pain in our ass.
Yeah, that's the only value he has today.
Yeah, because you know what? Their fear is he's going to get squirrely and do something stupid that's going to draw us in. And the next thing you know, they're going to have to be potentially, because I tell you, I think they'd wash their hands with him in 5 seconds if it wasn't for the fact that he's a buffer between South Korea and he's a pain in our butt.
When the Korean War started, Kim Il-sung had gone to Mao and said, if I invade the South, will you support me? And Mao at first was like, I don't necessarily know if that's the thing we want to do right now. He's like, well, I'm going to go talk to Stalin about it. He goes, well, if Stalin agrees, then I'll back you up. And he went to Stalin, fed Stalin a line, and Stalin agreed with it. So he started the war, almost took over South Korea. We got involved, pushed him right back to the Chinese border, and the Chinese freaked out and sent something like 30 divisions over the line.
Yeah. Yeah, because they want the buffer. It sounds a little similar to what the worry was with the Pooter in Ukraine. You're getting too close to our border, guys. That freedom.
As in on it.
Yeah. So push back. Push back. David says, I hope Trump doesn't sell out Taiwan in exchange for some nebulous promise of help. That's, I think, a lot of fear. I think Taiwan's got that fear, too. Because Trump doesn't talk like Biden did, where Biden, he spoke out his ass about, what we'll do to protect the likes of Taiwan. Like, we're going to go get into a great war with them, which we're not going to.
I think we're giving them nukes right now. No, sir, we're not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. But could I see him saying, I don't really care what you do with Taiwan? It's like anything. Do you think that Trump would go to war with China over Taiwan? Do you think that would happen? And how do you look at us and say, oh yeah, you're right. You guys can go into Venezuela and you guys can starve Cuba and you can attack Iran. But if we try to take what we believe is already ours somehow,
then you're being naughty.
Then you're being naughty. And again, when it comes to Venezuela, we knew where he was going to be. We were told. I'm surprised he lasted. That's the problem when you're a dictator, guys. It's usually borrowed time. It's very much borrowed time. Very few dictators get to retire in peace and quiet in the comfort of their own home. Usually, it becomes a bad situation where you get murdered or eventually flown out of your own country with your wife in handcuffs wearing your pajamas and going to jail forever. I'm curious about what they're going to do with Maduro. I've thrown my conspiracy out there, which is they're going to get him to confess to trying to steal the 2020 election in return for freeing him.
I don't know if they might Epstein him.
It's always a possibility as well. That is. Although Epstein, from the letter, the suicide note, yo, dog, I'm fine, Epstein.
They'll find a Kim Jong-un suicide note written in Mandarin.
Oh, God, that is so funny. Oh, Epstein. He's caused all kinds of mess, this Epstein character. The other day, this is how quiet this has gone. Virginia Giuffre and several other women were testifying the other day about Epstein, and nary a word. Nary a word about it. It's just quiet. I think it'll get louder after the midterms.
Well, at least the chit-chat about pardoning Ghislaine has died down.
Have you seen, though, the stuff they've said about, the people that have been fired that were working there and the threats to people for saying anything about her? I think she's not going to get a pardon. I would not be surprised, though, if she gets a
commutation.
Yeah, she gets a get out of jail free card, but you got to leave the country thing. That would not surprise me.
Exile her to the island?
Yeah, the island, not the Epstein Island. She'd probably go to, she's from the UK, right? But she's also...
They're not going to want her.
No, but I think they've got enough of their own. We already have a few of those. But I wouldn't be surprised if you couldn't send her to Israel. See, the problem is you send her to Israel, that opens up a whole nother can of worms. And Epstein's already there, right? Is that what we hear?
Supposedly.
Yeah. So she's not going to stay here.
I just don't think England would take her back because of the humiliation that Andrew has brought on the royal family and the country. And they don't want that being drugged back
Then
up.
Mandelson, that whole thing too. Because, they're the UK, they're getting ready to have a snap election. I have a feeling of who's going to take over. Keir Starmer's days are numbered because essentially their Robert Kennedy resigned today so he can challenge him for the head of the Labour Party, where he'd be the new prime minister. It's going to be actually...
What about all those promises he made?
Yeah.
He's going to turn dirt into gold.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, kids. All right, coming up, kids, lots of stuff still to get to on this festive Thursday. It's gorgeous outside. I believe it's going to get to 90 this weekend.
That's what I hear, Brother Chad. Going to be summer-like temperature.
A little swamp ass could be coming soon.
And then Monday it'll be in the 30s.
Yeah, well, there you go. You know what? Take the good with the bad, all right? Jeez. This is a problem, Bell, right there. You took something, you picked it apart.
But is it not weird?
It is weird.
Every time I look at the phone, it's like, oh, warming over the next few days. Then after that happens, oh, cooling over the next few days. It's like, pick a temperature and just destroy me with it.
Yes. Let's see here. Pick a temperature. What are we looking at? 91 on Sunday and Monday. We're going to get some swamp ass next week.
All right, we can bring back the swamp ass report.
We're going to have to. It's going to have to happen, guys. I hate to tell you, it's coming. I'm telling you what, it's coming. We'll talk about God knows what straight ahead. Chad Betts, Super Talk 997. Omaha Steaks. We're going to grill tonight, I think. Have a couple burgers. It's nice to go up on the roof and throw them on. They've got the best burgers. Their Burger Perfection Pack is amazing and delicious. And right now, $99.99. So as you're getting ready for grilling season, you want something that, A, is going to be delicious. Check. You want something that isn't going to fall apart and is flippable, right? Because don't you hate that? You go to flip it, the grease, and you're not going to have any of that. It's not going to crumble or any of that stuff. It's just delicious goodness. The Burger Perfection Pack right now, 20 amazing burgers, ground perfection like top sirloin, brisket, New York strip. What? Oh, and how about fillets? But it gets better than that. You're going to get 8 free Wagyu smash burgers, which are out of this world. So this is what I want you to do. Go to omahasteaks.com. 100% unconditional money-back guarantee and a yummy, yummy in your tummy guarantee from me. And you're going to save $35 off at checkout when you use my code Benson. That's omahasteaks.com. Use code Benson. The Burger Perfection Pack, $99.99. Save $35 when you use my code Benson at checkout. omahasteaks.com. See site for detailed terms may apply. All right, guys. Good friends over at Beacon would love to talk to you about what? Your retirement, healthcare, things like that. You see, they're ready to help you when you get to that point in your life and you're thinking to yourself, all right, I'm going to need to help with a lot of stuff. Getting close to retirement. They're going to give you a free personalized financial consultation. Call 615-488-9303. That means everything. That means taxes. That means long-term care, which is so vitally important. Health care. They can help you with Medicare. They can help you with your taxes. Yes. But on top of that, maybe it's your income. Maybe you want to have that steady income. They can help you with that. Maybe you've got some wealth management. They can help you with that. And then the estate planning side of stuff. They do it all at Beacon, and they're amazing. Call them today. Get your free personalized financial consultation. 615-488-9303. 615-488-9303. Or online at beaconcm.com. For Beacon Capital Management, this is a paid placement.
So someone put in a bomb threat to the new football stadium we're building here in Nashville, and the long arm of the law reaches down to Alabama to make an arrest. We'll tell you about it at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Wow. Didn't like the way that the Titans drafted? It's not very nice. I'm excited to see what that stadium looks like when it's finally done. I mean, it's neat looking already from, when they do the pictures over the top. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see what that thing looks like.
It looked like it went from nothing to something really fast.
Really fast.
And now it looks like it's kind of stalled.
Yeah, it does feel like it's slowed down a little bit.
A lot.
So, will it be ready for the Super Bowl? Yeah. Hopefully the weather's good then. Right? Yeah. Somebody's all, come on, Bell, stop being so whiny. It's called spring. Yeah, I think it's gonna be awesome. I think it's
called climate change.
Yeah. You know what's it's interesting though is climate change. 97% of people. Well, no. Well, yeah, 97. It's always about 97%. I want to see how long it stays because technology has played such a huge role now in developing these things. You see teams move into stadiums, and then 15 years, 20 years later, they're like, we need a new stadium. Because the next stadium built is so much better. And it's weird to think that, because then you got stadiums like Dodger Stadium, right? That's been there forever. Pretty cool. like the Chiefs, but now the Chiefs are thinking we should probably just move to, here or elsewhere. And I'm amazed that some places, like Wrigley Field and Fenway, totally different thing because of the uniqueness of it and the fact that it's a history. But by the time the stadium's finished, you're going to go, there's going to be another stadium built, and they're going to be like, that stadium's even better. Look at all the cool things they have.
Well, that's why our stadium is being built with a SpaceX launch pad.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
It does. I will tell you, the SoFi Stadium's otherworldly. Like, I've been to Jerry's World out in Dallas, and it's amazing. And you go to SoFi, and you're like, Jerry's great, but this is just a whole different world right here. This is just something different, just crazy. It is so crazy. But they just, and again, it goes back to how, like, when's a stadium old now? When's, is it 10 years, 15 years?
When the owner decides he needs a new one.
Yeah. But you know what else it is? You have to build it. I was talking to my buddy the other day. You have to build these things like you do computers where you can add more RAM and speed. You've got to be able to adjust where it's like, all right, we need new seats. These got to be specialized. Everybody now has their own charging point. And, you've got to be able to compete by building these things almost so you can mix and match as fast as possible. And goodness me. Lambeau's another one of those stadiums. That is, but Lambeau is, like, if you go to Wrigley Field, there's something about it that's cool. Same thing with, you go to, old Yankee Stadium. New Yankee Stadium's kind of lame. But same thing with Fenway. But Lambeau's a whole area that's title town. And that's a different thing. But yeah, that's a uniqueness about that. But you think about it, that stadium, all the money it costs for 8 games, if it wasn't for concerts, that would just be for 8 games. Is that weird?
Yeah, that is kind of ironic when you think about it.
Yeah. So, yeah, Jared did pay for it, And same thing, by the way, the SoFi Stadium, what's his name? Is that Andrews, whoever owns it? He paid for the whole thing himself. So, which is wonderful. But there's a reason that it also costs $200 to park there. I paid for it all, and you guys are going to pay me back. No doubt about that. Yeah, and the people do own it, just like Spirit Airline. I guess that's not going the way that a lot of people thought it was going to go. Apparently, $300 million you raise is nowhere near the $6 billion you need. So, didn't see that one coming.
Hey, we got 5%. Give us the rest.
Yeah, that's going to be. And who's going to run this? Who's going to run it? By the way, who's running the airlines? Should you guys figure out a way to buy it? Because you're going to need somebody to run it. And, by the way, what was the issue before this? You didn't have enough money for fuel? Fuel hasn't gone down. Just let you guys know. All right, coming up, talk a little about Xi, the Trumpster. Got some other stuff. I want to get to this COVID stuff as well. If you're missing the show, grab the podcast. We love it when you guys do that. Check us out on Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, the cesspool that is Twitter, and YouTube. Chad Benson Show.
$2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, we've got a crash. It's going to be 40 westbound near Fessler's Lane. Full forecast in 5 minutes. A man accused of threatening to detonate a bomb at Nashville's new Nissan Stadium construction site is in custody. Police say the suspect sent a text claiming the explosive would go off between 6 a.m. and noon, prompting an immediate shutdown of the project site. No bomb was found. Investigators determined the threat was false. 47-year-old Mark Q. Henderson was arrested in Alabama, charged with making a false report and threatening mass violence. Metro Police have charged 2 elderly women after babies were hurt at a home daycare in Antioch. Officers say a 5-month-old boy and a 3-month-old girl both had unexplained bite marks and other injuries. A dog living in the home is believed to have caused some of the wounds. The women are now charged with child neglect and running an illegal child care operation. And a fugitive wanted on violent felony charges dead following a shooting involving federal task force agents in Memphis. Investigators say Darren Pegram was approached at a Fraser Burger King yesterday morning when he drew a weapon from his waistband. An agent fired, striking Pegram, who later died at the hospital. No officers were hurt. The TBI has been called in to investigate. U.S. senators have unanimously approved a measure to withhold their own pay during government shutdowns. Goes into effect after the midterms. And in Blossom Valley, California, in San Diego County, a power outage almost ended a Little League playoff game until firefighters came to the rescue.
Just down the street from the Rios Canyon Little League field on Tuesday night, a power line began arcing, knocking out the lights of the field. The league's director says it seemed like the game was over.
Thought that we were going to have to cancel the game and potentially cancel the whole week of play.
It was the third inning, and the lights were out until Lakeside firefighters saw what was going on, and they came in with their new rescue unit that has a 15-foot-tall LED light tower on it. Fire Marshal Jeremy Davis.
Let's let them play baseball.
The fire truck's light tower lit up the field, allowing the game to go on. Alex Stone, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Oh, the Wellness Institute in Nashville would love to have you come by, see their magical new medical bay. Whoa. Medical Bay 1, futuristic healing machine that helps massage your body while doing full-body lasers using red light, including near-infrared. It also adds stem cell stimulations for tissue regeneration, uses photons and wavelengths for the ultimate in healing. Why is that? Because you're back, and you want to get your back. You're sick and tired. You've got slip disc. You're at the point where you're desperate. You're thinking surgery, injections, maybe painkillers? No. The Wellness Institute in Nashville. Dr. Mitchell's my doctor. He should be yours as well. Save $33 off each visit. Get over there. Check out all the things they have, including the Hydrowave machine. Nobody does it better. Innovation, along with the incredible amount of knowledge he has. Nobody is better than the Wellness Institute in Nashville. Save big right now. The Epic Spine Special, $33 off each visit. Go to painisbad.com, painisbad.com, or call 615-246-5009. That's 246-5009 for the Wellness Institute in Nashville. All right, guys. Week from tonight, my good buddies over at Board Capital. Love to talk to you about the webinar they're doing. First of all, it's 5:30 our time. It's absolutely free. It's called The Impact of Energy. Energy markets are crazy. And energy, in particular oil, moves things like you could not believe, including all of the markets. And it's important that you have everything in the right position because it can hurt you if you don't, and you're missing out if you have no part of it. So you should check this out. And I always tell everybody this. It's so casual. It's like 40 minutes long, but he's going to show you everything about what it is they do. They're up over 60-some% since January of last year, above the market. And they're just common sense with their fundamentals and the way they invest and their risk management. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. So Board Capital's Impact of Energy webinar next Thursday, 5:30 our time, free for you. You can go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, knowyourriskpodcast.com, or check them out at bulwarkcapitalmanagement.com. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Investments involve risk, not a guarantee. Past performance, not guaranteed future results. Check 2695. 80-43. We're talking about Iran. Everybody's like, you take the long view. Here's the thing about the long view. First of all, we were promised no more new wars. Secondly, answer me this. Do you think we would be doing this if Israel, take Israel out of the equation? Israel is, they're next to Sweden, okay? So let's put them there. Do you think that we'd be doing this right now? No, I don't think so. I don't. And the long view, it's different when you're in the world that we live in, this democracy, this republic. And that is because the long view is elections are coming up and elections have consequences. And if we get to a point where gas is $5 a gallon and inflation is 6-8%, that we know it's probably closer to that now because, like everything, everybody skews everything. When Biden was like, it's 6%, it's 9%, it's 9%, it's 15%. What ends up happening is we decide, okay, we can't move with this. All the things they said they were going to do, they're not. So you guys are the party in power. We're going to go and get you guys out of there. So it's easy to take the long view when there's no repercussions in the short term. And it's not the same, for Trump and for the Republicans. They don't have that. People are frustrated. They're angry. They were promised a lot of things, and they haven't been delivered. That's not all Trump's fault. Some stuff is a making of Trump. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. But for the Republicans themselves, the Senate and the House, what have they done? They've been useless. They've been absolutely useless, and they continue to be useless. They're afraid to vote on anything. They got one big, beautiful bill passed, and that was it. They did nothing else.
Is the thing they just passed in the Senate, that's a rules change, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that has nothing to do with the House.
No, because it's just for the Senate. They're the ones who are saying, we're not going to
They'd actually have to pass that as a law, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Or would it be a constitutional amendment?
No. And remember, they're doing it next year, which, by the way, it's great to vote on now. They're doing it next year, except here's the thing. They're going to have a whole new there's a chance we're going to have several new senators. They may have to come back and revisit this thing again, as you do. So this is all capitalized.
So the reason I asked is that just makes Mike Johnson look even more worthless.
Yeah. Oh, he is so worthless. He is so there is nobody. He's been, I had some high hopes that at least he would be independent enough to tell Trump no at times, right? And at the same time, strong enough to be able to be a deal maker. Because when you're in that position, first of all, I don't envy anybody in that position, especially if you're in the House right now, you have no wiggle room whatsoever. It only takes a couple people to say no, and you're done. If you've got 40 votes to the good and 3 or 4 people say, no, I don't want any part of that, you're like, whatever, it doesn't matter. But he's not been a deal maker. He's not. He's been the exact opposite of that. He's just been, because he's a, that's what he is. So how many previous presidents said Iran cannot have nukes? Probably all of them. They don't have nukes. And they have been efforting to get nukes, if you believe our intelligence agencies and the Brits and several others. If you believe them, they weren't. If you don't believe them, then they were close to getting it. You know, it's the 2 weeks. Always at 2 weeks. Always at 2 weeks. Chad, that is just silly. Israel next to Sweden. Of course we would not be attacking Iran. We would be attacking Sweden.
And I think Norway would be mad at us.
Always. So the, everybody seems to think that Iran was going to get a bomb 5 minutes into it and blow it up. Anything. No. Those things are deterrents. That's what they are. They're deterrents. Pakistan, by the way, is crazier. Let's not forget, you know who lived in Pakistan? Osama bin Laden. They let him hang out there.
Next to their military academy.
Yeah. Pakistan's crazy. The border Afghanistan, they go back and forth, Islamabad and whatnot. It's lunacy. Have you ever watched they got like those little bazaars where people are walking through? Everybody there's got an AK-47. They've got nukes, but they don't use them. I'm going to use them. Well, it's mutually assured destruction. Yeah. You don't think Iran knows that? Of course they know that. But you know what happens? You're less itchy to attack somebody. Like if you're standing in front of two houses and you know this person over here's got guns and he's loaded for bear, you're probably less likely to go in that one than the one that has nothing. Oh, I can go in there and they're not going to do anything to me. None at all. Oh, the Dow is over 50,000. Whew. So.
Okay, so all the problems automatically go away.
Did she get her job back?
No. Somebody else had to get it back up.
She did
50.
not get her job back at all. I tune in for stupid fun. That's good. We all do. Let's talk about stupid fun. Who would win, Godzilla or King Kong?
Well,
it would be a draw.
King Kong already won.
Did King Kong win?
In the American version.
Okay.
But from what I understand, the Japanese version, Godzilla won.
But you have to count the new movies that are canon.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And they've fought to stalemates now. They are friends.
And the last one, didn't they fight something else, right? There was some other creature they had to join forces with.
They had to fight each other and then fight the other thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's like the Hulk, right? Because isn't there a Red Hulk, Greek Hulk?
Remember when Godzilla needed help fighting that robot Godzilla?
Oh, yes.
Remember when Godzilla was a nepotist and got his kid into one of the movies?
That was Godzuki.
That's right.
And by the way, the thing I love, Godzuki could talk. I don't know why, and he could only blow smoke rings.
Yes.
And he was a terrible actor, and he only got the job because of his dad.
Yeah. Yeah, Godzilla could talk. I forgot about that. So the little Godzuki's all, I can't believe it. Look at my dad fighting lobster guy. Oh.
My dad can't talk, but I can.
Yeah, that's right. That's so weird. That's so weird. But you know what? The new Godzilla movie that's coming out, and this is the 1943, the last one that was out that was amazing. That's Japanese, and it's in Japanese. I went and saw it with my daughter, and it's incredible. This is the second version of that, and when the only trailer you see is Godzilla coming out of the water and doing, and then and what you see is they go back, and you see her walking by the Statue of Liberty, because finally they got her to attack something that wasn't them.
Is this -1 or?
Yeah, this is the second version of Godzilla. Did you see -1?
Yeah,
it is amazing.
Yeah,
it was incredible. Mothra, too. Do you remember Mothra? And Mothra was controlled by those little itty-bitty...
Yeah, those chicks were hot.
Yeah, those little tiny itty-bitty chicks.
They were little fairies, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. And they controlled her.
Yeah,
that's
Mothra,
right.
Man, she was tough.
Godzilla is friends with Perry Mason. That's right. Remember that? What's his name was in one of the Godzilla movies?
He was in the re-edit they did for the first version.
Mm-hmm. Dude, speaking of weird... Have you ever seen Marlowe? The movie?
Thomas?
No, it's called Marlowe.
Oh, I thought you meant Marlo Thomas.
No.
James Garner and Bruce Lee from the 70s.
He plays a cowboy and Bruce is a kung fu master?
James Garner?
And Bruce Lee in a movie. He's like a detective or so. It's so weird. I had no idea it existed till the other day. Things you find out on the internet. I'm like, that can't be real. It's got to be fake. Nope, sure enough, it's James Garner and Bruce Lee are in a movie together.
James Garner was paid over $2 million to do that movie. I'm making that up. I don't know how much he made.
Oh, James Garner. He was great.
Rockford Files.
Rockford Files. That's right. Rockford Files. Godzilla, man. We got to get a Godzilla. We should have a Godzilla-thon.
What was the Western he was in that they made a movie out of?
Maverick.
Yeah.
Yep, Maverick.
Maverick was great. It was weird because I watch Maverick probably once a week, and because it's about him and his brother. Because his brother would show up, and the next 8 episodes would be about his brother. And you're like, what happened to James Garner? So, and remember, they always had a $100 bill inside their coat pocket because that's what their daddy told them to do, just in case they had to, if they got
Needed
desperate.
to bribe somebody.
Well, and they got desperate for something. Yeah, I remember Maverick. That was he was in that too. Godzuki could talk. Godzuki was all. It was the same thing too with the Slee Stack in Land of Lost. You're like, how did they learn English?
Only one of them could talk.
Yeah, but still, the Chaka, he didn't speak a damn word.
He spoke his own language. And he got a check for doing that.
Yeah, he did. He did. Hey, speaking of Neanderthals, here's something for you, Ken. Did you know that they found tools that were owned by Neanderthals that they think they did dentistry with? And next to it was a big bill.
It's carved in a Flintstones tablet.
Carved in a Flintstone tablet. You owe me 1,200 pelts. Ooga booga.
Bill.
Oh. So weird. Holly. Kuka acha acha ha ha hurry.
Yeah, what was that? That was Chaka.
It was Chaka.
Little Chaka.
Yeah. And then eventually it was Rufus and Chaka. Khan.
I knew that was coming, and it's terrible.
You guys deserve every second of it. Mothra. Do you remember when he fought the smog monster, Godzilla?
Vaguely.
Like, what the hell was that? Rodan.
Yeah, Rodan. That was a bird,
That
right?
was Rodan. Yeah, it was a tit-eating mouse or whatever they're called.
Rodan was like an odd pterodactyl.
Yeah, that would fly so fast, everything would fall apart. Like, that's pretty awesome. That was pretty cool. Like, and then the Hydra, the three-headed
dragon.
Hey, you don't mess with
King
that.
Ghidorah.
Oh, King Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Hydra which one was Hydra?
That's a completely different thing.
That was three-headed dragon, right?
And different movie.
Yeah.
That one fight Gamera?
Different story.
Gamera was also my favorite. If you guys never seen Gamera, Gamera is a turtle that shoots fire out its arms and spins in circles as it flies. So there's that.
I wouldn't mess with that turtle.
Oh, goodness.
You can have all the fish you want.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, because if you would have shot that turtle, you were done because it breathes fire too. And you would have been so done. Ultraman. Did you see they're doing a live action Ultraman? And it's going straight to Netflix rather than being, or Amazon rather than being in theaters.
And Gamera didn't eat fish. He ate radiation.
Well, isn't it kind of funny that all of these things were radiation and we dropped nuclear weapons?
That is
So you're
atomic
saying
bombs.
we created these
I'm
monsters?
saying we created them. We created them. That's what I'm saying, is we created these things. Oh, Garner left Maverick in contract. He had $1,000 bill, not a $100 bill.
Man. Well, he was doing all right as a marshal.
President Tyler was on that one, wasn't he?
Or a sheriff. Was he a sheriff?
Yeah, I think he was.
Maverick?
Was he a sheriff?
I can't remember.
I thought he was a gambler.
Yeah, he's just a gambler.
That's what he does. He just
But
gambles
he got
around.
people out of jams.
Yeah. As you do, gambling. You do that now. You know what you are? Weird. That's what I do know. All right, coming up, guys. Wrap it up. Matt, talk about what he's going to talk about on this beautiful Thursday. Friday. Was it Friday Eve? Is that the thing that gets puppies crushed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday Eve. Matt will be here straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Monsieur Matt is here, everybody. What is up, brother?
Hello.
What are you up to today on this fine, festive Friday
It's a
Eve?
lovely day. I've had a lovely time so far. Hopefully, we'll have a good time this afternoon. What have you guys been doing?
We talked a little bit about China and Iran. We talked a lot about Godzilla. Yeah, because we were thinking about today.
Godzilla!
It's Godzilla and King Kong meeting with Trump and them. So,
Which are we? Are we King Kong? Are we King Kong?
I would think we are.
Who won
King
that?
Kong.
Who won that battle?
There's a tie. They just both
The
go off-
Godzilla and King Kong.
Yeah. So
that's a loser move.
And the
See,
last
I've never
one-
seen the movie. It's a loser move.
the last one they fought each other, and then there was another monster who was bigger than both of them. They're like, all right, we got to fight this
We
guy.
got to team up.
Yeah.
Or Mothra, whatever it might be.
No,
remember Mothra?
was
a moth.
Was a moth, but
Yeah.
controlled by the little girls that used to speak in
Little
unison.
hot chicks.
Oh, see, I don't know this.
Yeah.
I
There was
don't know
like
this.
3 little fairies that used to speak in unison. They used to control Mothra, and Mothra was on Godzilla's side.
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
As Mothra would be.
Yeah.
Stupid Mothra.
It's kind of
Is
weird.
Godzilla a bad guy? Godzilla goes back and forth, right? I don't know anything about this.
This is what I know about Godzilla. Apparently, Japan did something really horrible, and every once
made
in a while,
Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. And we made
Wasn't it Godzilla was like a metaphor for
nuclear weapons,
like atomic weapons?
Yeah, atomic weapons, because we dropped them.
Okay.
And the new movie that's coming out, I was saying Godzilla's coming out of the water, and you see she walks by the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah. So Godzilla on terra firma over here.
Yeah, because they're like, hey,
good old USA.
Stop messing with us. We didn't do this.
Yeah.
She doesn't tear it. I mean, he doesn't tear it down though.
What?
The Statue of Liberty?
No.
Maybe he's a little brown chicken brown guy,
Maybe. You don't know. I mean,
hard
it's
for
possible.
Godzilla to find a date. Maybe Godzilla was in the water trying to look up that skirt.
Well, it's weird
How
because
did he have a kid if he couldn't
has
get a date?
kid.
I don't know.
Yeah, Godzilla had a kid named Godzuki who could talk.
Everything that I know about Godzilla, I'm learning right now as we speak.
Oh, my Lord.
I knew Godzilla it's a Japanese thing, and it was some sort of metaphor for the atomic destruction that happened to end World War II. That's all I know.
Yeah, that's the metaphor.
That's all I
And
know.
the last one, Godzilla Minus Zero, was about during like the end of World War II was over, and then Godzilla appears, and it was actually really, really good. The Matthew Broderick Godzilla is my favorite. That one almost killed Godzilla.
Really?
Yeah, it
wasn't that the goal? Isn't that the goal to kill
that
Godzilla?
was not to kill the franchise.
See, okay, sure. Once again, Godzilla's a bad guy, Godzilla's a good guy. What do we...
Depends on the movie and
Depends
who's doing
on the film.
It
Okay.
completely is dependent upon the writers.
Yeah.
But they want... Don't they... Do we feel like they want to make Godzilla the good guy?
Yeah.
Kind of?
Yeah. We feel like it. Like Godzilla's usually Godzilla comes to fight some other beast that's showed up.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm with it.
That's the metaphor. So what are you up to today? What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about Godzilla, I'll tell you that.
Well, you should.
Well, probably. You know what? Yeah, I'm talking about data centers.
The
That's what I'm
battle
talking
of
about.
data centers.
Because I feel like a Democrat because I am naively confused. You know how Democrats get naively confused?
Yes.
We don't understand what's going on. I don't understand, and I'm going to get the audience help on this. I don't understand what data centers do.
Oh.
I don't understand what they do.
Wow.
And so we're going to find out together.
All right.
I'm going to try to find out what data centers do and why they are so important to go everywhere and suck up all the energy in the water.
Yes. Be prepared for that, kids.
That's going to be a good time. Also, I don't know what I'm doing on the 19th of this month, and I need help to find out because it's on my calendar. I have something to do on the 19th of this month, and I don't know what it is, and I need help. Otherwise, I'm going to miss it. I'm just telling y'all, I'm missing it if y'all don't help me.
Oh, goodness me. That's happening on the 19th of this month. Matt, straight ahead.